WIIFTV PM. WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me. All roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest Black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Not even if my boss recall the world, it seems so very small, 'cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even. See, I don't need no alcohol. Your love makes me feel 10 feet tall. Without it, I go through withdrawal. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even. These buildings can drift out to sea. A natural catastrophe, but there's no place I'd rather be. 'Cause nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even. You're part of my identity. I sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously, but nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. You won't find me at no store. I have no time for manicures. With you it's never either or. 'Cause nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all. Nothing even Nothing even matters. Now my team could score and make it to the Final Four. Just repossess me 4x4. Yeah, 'cause nothing even matters no more. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing even matters.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people, 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 for the black people. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people.
Sexy as can be, watching every move you make. WIFT-PM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack joke. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. Sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up on your day off. It ain't your day off, Riis, but wake up on your day off because it is the Maze Jackson Show, and this is June 20th. It is the celebration day, though the official national holiday of Juneteenth. Now, Riis, I'm going to tell you, I'd be salty if I was a shorty right now. I'd be mad if Juneteenth was Juneteenth. I'm like, why Juneteenth can't be Mayteenth? Because, see, Juneteenth, you don't get the day off. You don't get the day off of school. And I feel like if I was a shorty, now maybe they don't think like this because, you know, they got mental health days now. So they probably got optional holidays. They probably don't, Riis, even celebrate the same holidays. They probably opt out of the holidays that we knew growing up. Be like, oh, I'm not celebrating that holiday. It won't be, but I will be celebrating. So I wonder, could you move Juneteenth to like Columbus Day? Oh, is it still Columbus Day? Or is it native?
Indigenous Day.
No, but where's that? Is that nationally or is that locally?
It's the same day they just changed the name.
International?
Yeah, so it's no longer Columbus Day.
I don't think that's the case. We got to Google that.
Day.
I don't think you're right. I know they took the statues out around here, but I'm not sure that that's the case. But we're going to check that out today. But let me just tell y'all this, though. Black people did Juneteenth. They said they was Juneteenth in it this weekend, Riis. That Juneteenth, black folks said we getting us an extra party weekend in. Man, you couldn't have made it to all the Juneteenth events that it was. It was so much going on. Shout out to everybody everywhere who was doing something in recognition of Juneteenth. Although a little bit later on in the show, Riis, what would you say if I told you that there were almost 80 emancipations? Like there's almost 80 Juneteenths around the country. And then what would you do if I told you that that these emancipations were really opportunities for white reparations? Would you feel kind of tricked? What if I told you that, like, when they had the Juneteenth, that meant the white folks got paid? I'd be kind of, we're going to talk about this because I was all fired up. And then I was like, gosh darn it. I knew something was, man, we're going to talk about it a little bit later. Salim, I hope Salim is here this morning because I want to get some conversation on that. I actually want to get this professor on the show. His name was Chris Manjapra, and he's got a book called Black Ghosts of the Empire. I got to check that out, but we're going to check it out. All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rule on the ones and twos. DJ Riis the Rule, I see you got your fresh cut. You was Father's Day, man. I can't wait to get cut, but I'm not shaving for another 8 days. Riis, how you, DJ Riis the Ruler? How you feeling?
Man, blessed by the best. You already know the rest.
Bro, you done came in here with a smile on your face this morning. You know what I'm saying? What happened? Did you get the Lord yesterday?
Nah, man, I actually didn't do anything, man. I just sat down. It took me a while really to go to sleep. So I was like, man, I was just like, I don't know. I slept late in Sunday, so I woke up. It was like, I don't think I went to bed till like 1 o'clock, 1:30.
Oh, Riis, now you know.
Yeah, I'm watching Euphoria, so.
What was you doing watching Euphoria? You ain't see. Did you watch the one when she was running yet?
Yeah, that's the one. That
was an epic show. Whoever did that. Did you ever see that show that Mel Gibson did about that dude in the jungle? He was a Mayan and they was trying to kill him to eat him. Nah. And he ran the whole. Okay, look, that scene. That was an epic show. That was an epic. Dog, she was like.
I was dying laughing. Dog.
Oh my God, I can't. Euphoria is too much for me, but I'm still telling you that when me and Carrie was watching that, we was like, dang, she's still going. Right. That was some good drugs, boy. Them drugs be good.
I just was dying. That's the last one I seen.
Man, man, that was hilarious. All right, hey, man, so you haven't seen the whole end of the season?
Nah.
Oh, dog. Euphoria is too much. It's good, but it is too much. All right, DJ Riis, I see you got your haircut, man. You hanging out at the barbershop, too? What color? You got to tell. What color is your shag today? It's the same?
Same, yeah. Nah,
you done got conservative on us, Riis, man. Riis
busy,
working.
Man.
He working, y'all. He working. He be like.
I actually had a little gig Saturday that turned out decent. Then I had to go and meet my family. They had like our little reunion now is on June, like the little Juneteenth weekend. So kicked it with them. But I was tired, man. I got there like a little bit before 9, about 11.
A.M.?
Nah, P.M. because my show got over at 8. So like I had to drive. I had drove there. I made it there at like 8:45.
Okay.
Shook everybody's hands, lit some fireworks, and then I went in the car and sat down and texted my family. Said, "If you looking for me, I'm in the car when you sleep, when you're ready to go."
Wow, Riis.
I was just tired, man. I was tired. And I told you, I actually slept in my car at like 5 in the morning. And then
somebody else just told me they did that. They was Juneteenth and ended up so much they fell asleep in the car.
So woke up and then finally went in my house, man. But yeah, I had a good weekend. I got a present that I didn't open. I had a real big box. I don't know what it is yet, but I didn't open it yet. So woke up to a big old, like a box. It was my son's birthday, actually. It was
I seen that, man, Rashad.
I
saw gave him a birthday. You did?
Yeah,
you did?
19. So, yeah, man, that was pretty cool. So, it was, like, pretty chill, man, pretty chill. I'm starting to, if they're going to attach this Juneteenth and Father's Day together weekend, I might like that. And that might be some father appreciation. Like, we get the Monday after Father's Day off, too. Like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if
is
it's
it
set
gonna
up like
always
that.
be the? Is it? I
Not
guess.
always, but like for like the most part, like next year it will be because it'll actually fall on a Monday. So you have the
Right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay, so
it'll
it'll
be
be.
a
It's
couple
gonna be
of
them
times.
come arounds when it be like, yeah,
A couple of times.
Father's Day,
yeah.
Friday,
So
right?
we can enjoy ourselves. You know, Sunday we can really, enjoy ourselves
And then
because we
I
got
have
no
to work.
work on Monday. Yeah, that's about time we
Then
get
the
a little,
maids wake up and be like, man, how about you go to work today? I was sitting there like, dang, I forgot to say if we was coming to work today. But in honor of Juneteenth, and y'all, I'm going to say this out loud publicly so I won't be mad at myself on payday. I am going to pay time and a half today. So I will give my man.
Ruthie, you missed it, Ruthie.
I am going to pay time and a half because if we don't honor our day, then who else will? So I'll take the sacrifice. But look, that's my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, it's only me and you today. So let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this bad boy up and away. It is the Maze Jackson Show. 8 days, Riis. 8 days. 8 days, and it's getting ugly outside. I don't know if you all have been paying attention, and I'll make this announcement again, but now we are there trolling. As people start to get more closer to the time and more anxious, Riis, they trying to make me jump off the bench again. They trying to make me jump off the porch, so they trolling my pages and all that type of stuff. They making up fake profiles and all type of stuff, commenting, doing their little thing. Riis, I gotta stay strong. It's 8 days, man. 8 days. Election day. Look, y'all, turnout is record lows. Record low, which means you got to go. Go to the polls and do what you need to do. Bang it out. Riis, you think black people know what to do? Like, you think, see, you know how you be having all your own theories? And then, like, when you're little, you be like, is my theory for real? Like, if you see boom, boom, and you're black, you gonna say, now wait a minute. Do you think, let me tell you, I seen old Shrek talk about Juneteenth on the 18th. Like wishing people happy Juneteenth on the 18th. Like, nah, dog, it's not the 18th, it's the 19th. Like, how you getting a day? Is that me? Is that me with the volume? Because I could hear something super crack-a-lacking. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. It's Juneteenth. Legitimate holiday weekend. And if you are chilling at the crib, y'all eat some. Did y'all barbecue? Did people barbecue for Juneteenth? Or is
Day
it,
before.
so you barbecued yesterday or Saturday?
No, Saturday.
Wait, so when it's a holiday on Monday, is the barbecue on Saturday or on Sunday?
See, I think it was so crazy because of the Father's Day and everything. Like it was only right to really do it Saturday because
Dad would have had the barbecue on
right,
Saturday.
so, yeah, exactly. So you at least let them rest.
Oh, I didn't even think.
And then Monday, it's like I don't think we really barbecue on Monday like we used to back in the day. Like back in the day, if the 4th was on a Monday, we actually was having a 4th of July party on the Monday. Now these new age people, it's just the weekend. They gonna weekend it, and then that's it.
Wait, man. So, man, I feel like Riis, I don't even got the energy to barbecue. Like, I want some big old, like, do you remember when you was a kid and you used to look forward to do you still look forward to the barbecue if you cooking?
Yeah, but it ain't, how you used to just come, it's a difference when you come into a barbecue than when you on your own,
Yeah, I miss, like, I want to go somewhere. I feel like I want to get on the roof and have a barbecue and just sit around and have drinks and, you know what I'm saying, sit there. It just seems like I haven't seen people or just had the chance to just breathe for like 6 months, man. It's just been like, oh my God. And I just, like, I feel like I want to enjoy, like some good old sit down, somebody make some drinks. I think we're going to have to hire a bartender. Like, Riis, we're going to have us like could we have like I don't know how to explain it, but I just want to sit down and drink and eat some big old barbecue ribs and talk smack and just be around people I like. All right. Did you see Pat Dow and Karen Norrington Reeves are on the TV screen? They made it to the TV commercials. I don't know if I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Also, did you see J.B. Pritzker was in Connecticut? After he done put your boy down, we're going to talk about this a little bit later. He is preparing his run for president, Riis, because he told you shouldn't have put that slave in the commercial, man. Told you shouldn't have put that slave in the commercial. That's like, then no, black people don't have no mercy for you no matter what they do or say about you. Once you put the slave in the commercial and say all lives matter, black people be like, you did it to yourself.
We still good, man.
Yeah, no, 50 million. I think, hey, Riis. All right, Riis. You got 50 million bucks. You got 10 million left. Do you throw it all at the election or you say, let me go home with 10?
Throw it all at the election. What you mean?
Okay.
He come in to win. You ain't going to concede.
There it is. Okay.
And then he only, he pulled his stuff from down south, but them are like extra votes, you know. So,
them not extra votes.
You don't even need them to win. All he need is, Chicago, Illinois, Cook County. I mean, like Illinois.
There's no Republican votes in Chicago.
We gonna get
Cook
him.
County.
He not even a real Republican, y'all. So you ain't gotta worry. That's even better. I'm telling you, he's not a real Republican.
We gotta call Juan, man. We gotta get Juan Thomas to call in. Juan Thomas, call us, man. Tell us what is going on with your boy Rich and Mike. I want to know what happened, man.
Richard, if you ever needed some help, you gotta come here now.
Man, get real.
you gotta come here now, Rich.
I feel like, but now it's gonna cost you though. Now it's got to cost you, right? Because I'm saying, he could come in on open. He could come in on open 8s, right? 8 o'clock. He could just. All right, it's Richard Irvin. I think like them, but act like me. I mean, I think like
that. He gonna clear all that up, man.
Richard Irvin ain't coming up here. Come on, man. And I'm gonna be like, for real, dog. Are you on the Black Apology Tour? Like, are you like, come save us, black people?
Hey, man, anything.
See?
Anything.
And we'll be like, come on back.
And then on top of that, don't you vote? You vote for both of them. So, like, you can actually vote for, you just voting for who's going to actually be in the main election, correct? So this is like if he wins, then he actually goes against, you know what I'm saying, like JB, correct?
Say that one more time.
So, like, this isn't the actual government.
This the Republican.
Yeah,
this why it's problem. This is problem.
Yeah.
See, but the problem is, Riis, the Republicans in the primary are way more conservative. So he got to get out the conservative primary. And that's his problem. It's more conservative Republicans. Now, if he got to the general, him and JB have it. But that was the whole reason JB spent $56 million being like, he said Black Lives Matter. He's not a real Republican.
I'm confused on the. That's the most
Riis,
backwards tactic I ever heard.
Because the only reason you know it is because we talk about it. The average person turning on the TV don't read the little page. You know why you read the page for by? Because you listen to this show. Right? Because we talk about all the nuances. Like, the average person watching that is not, the average Republican is like, they don't care who paid for it. They just like, dang, wait a minute. You mean to tell me he called Donald Trump an idiot in a text? I don't care who told me. Is the text for real? You see what I'm saying? And so, Riis, the only reason you understand it that deeply is because you get here every day and get a political drowning. Right? Where it's like politics. Like, you pay so much attention to nuance now that you never paid attention to before, if that makes sense. Because you now know what to look for. Most people ain't looking at the TV commercials. Riis, you know why they put big words on the TV? Because how many times you be turning down the TV be turned down, and then you see something, you look up and turn it up. Or it ain't up, and you blah, blah, rah, rah, right?
We're just gonna.
Didn't I show you how they did the same? They Willie lynched him. They did what George Bush did to Michael Dukakis. Remember we played the commercials back to back? Criminal. This guy. White women. Rapist, right? I be breaking it down for y'all. Y'all do not appreciate. One day y'all gonna appreciate me.
We gonna get it right, man. I still got faith in them.
Riis, you can't put the slave in the. Riis, can you imagine him sitting here and I'm gonna be like, now break down the slave thing for me. Like, tell me who. I know, but I want to be like, who directed it? If it was a Spike Lee joint, you good.
He directed it, man.
He better have been. Did you do the casting? You like a good slave. Riis, it's like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. All right. Check this out. I don't know if it's true or not, but Pat Dow, candidate for Congress, will be in the studio on Wednesday, Riis. She's running for Congress. I think it's coming down to a dead heat realistically between, I'm seeing someone told me Jonathan Jackson has a commercial too. I think all of these commercials are now going to be, you're going to start to see PAC money start to come in from other places. Because oftentimes they don't give people the commercials. They don't trust you with the money. So they say, we'll do it ourselves. So if you pay attention, it's a lot of commercials getting ready to start flying. I would expect that you'll start to see a lot more attack ads. I know they're besmirching me right now. I'm like, dang, man. But you know, this one, I still feel like gay bogus for taking the Urban League picture. Like, we was dressed up to the Urban League gala, you know, like the celebration of black excellence, and they was like, niggerize that picture. I just feel a certain way about that, Riis. I do. Now, can I tell y'all, if y'all call me about this commercial, though, and you have not texted 10 friends, you're not really my friend. You just want to see if my feelings hurt. So, if you text me about the commercial, please make sure that you text 10 friends and you make them pay for the commercial. Again, I just want to let y'all know, this is the last week, so they are going to be throwing the kitchen sink. Riis, I hope we ain't say nothing. They probably going all the way back. I think we should start playing Everybody Who's Talking Smack's greatest hits when they was on the Maze Jackson show this week. We should just play snippets from when they all be like, thank you, Maze. Oh, Riis, can I tell you what happened on Friday? Guess who I saw on Friday?
Who you saw on Friday?
Man, if I tell you who I saw on Friday, after all this dirty stuff she been doing, Riis, on Friday, and it happened. I'm going to break it down for you too. But you know what? I'm going to break it down after this break. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
My mom would say, Carrie, don't talk about it, be about it. My name is Carrie K. Still, and as president of the Water Reclamation District, I lead an agency with a $1 billion budget, AAA bond rating. We've increased transparency while we've reduced our reliance on tax dollars. Now, my opponent has been all talk and broken promises. The Sun-Times said Kagi's office is riddled with mismanagement, hurting our seniors, our veterans, and our property tax bills are going to be late again. Look, we all knew 4 years ago that the Cook County property tax system was broken and needed to be reformed. And unfortunately, it still does. That's why I'm asking for your vote June 28th, punch number 112. Because I won't spend the next 4 years talking about it. I'll be about it. Vote for me, Carrie K. Still, as your next Democratic Cook County assessor. This message has been paid for by friends of Carrie Still.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest Black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around. Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:41 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over the traffic on the Kennedy, traffic is light. Overhead to the Loop will be 22 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 18. On the Edens inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 30 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield will be 27. On the Eisenhower with Thorndale to the Loop, 29 minutes. Back out to Thorndale, there's an accident, so that's 48 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 39 minutes. Outbound will be 33. To Bishop Ford from I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 30 minutes, 26 minutes to I-80. On the Dan Ryan, 16 minutes to the Loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson and back will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is currently 70 and mostly sunny. Today will be a high of 93 with a low of 66. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Juneteenth holiday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
Got 70, they got doctor. Oh, got doctor to the grave, from the grave, back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave now. Come all the way with me. Please.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Rulers on the ones and twos. Thank you to everybody that is tuning into the Maze Jackson Show live on this Juneteenth celebration day. This is the holiday. I'm going to say what's up. Let me get some holiday shout-outs. Shout out to, should I be saying what's up to the corrections officer for lockdown? I hope you don't be putting the corrections officer for lockdown. I hope you told all the brothers over there in the county, because you know the county is like the number 2 voting site. The county jail, Riis. I told you. Hey, man. Now, I want the brothers to vote for Kerry, but y'all be, hey. But y'all know y'all don't want to vote for, hey. Shout out to Tanya Robinson. Shout out to Regina Gibson. Shout out to Intwa Dumela. Shout out to Ken Steve. Shout out to Shy Fat Jones. Hey, you know what? So Shy Fat, I thought that it's important that we, I'm really trying to, I'm not saying I'm trying to change my image, but I really do want to give people the opportunity to talk to the people without me having. So I do have some questions for Alderman Dow. But I do think it's a big step to just even come here to have the conversation. Now, I realize it's down to the wire and understand that, but we got to start opening up the dialogue. So I'm going to try to stop fighting. I do want to know about Mollis, and I do want to know about NTA. But I also believe that part of my new job is to make sure that we are all connected. So when you look at the I think this race is going to come down to Jonathan Jackson and Pat Dow, realistically, looking at everything that I see, not to slight any other candidate. But I also think that it's a great opportunity for us to hear from people. You know, a lot of times the demand, Dad, you didn't help us out, corrections officer, now we got to cut you off. Riis, we got to cut him off. He out there doing all, we give him all that airtime. He cutting us. That's okay. So anyway, Pat Dow will be on Wednesday. Again, open 8. Any candidate Any candidate that is running for office can come in during the 8 o'clock hour, and we will give you a platform from now until Election Day. She took advantage of it. I'm not going to trip out on that, and we're going to have that conversation. All right, Riis, what else did I not get? Oh, I told you JB's running for president. Riis, for Father's Day, man, my kids took me to Fogo to show. Can I ask you a question? Why did the black lady at the front, like, I really hate when people, my kids thought they was slick. They took me early, even though they did it because we used to always go to brunch at Z 451. And so that was kind of what the whole thing was. So we went to brunch at Fogo, which is the sort of the thing. But Riis, man, why the girl, and you know you can't be acting funny with my granddaughter. So you know I was on the edge. And then this the other thing they do, Riis. They walk around with the glasses, like full of drinks, and they be looking so good, and they say, would you like one? And you think they free. Then you get your bill, and it be like, what do you mean? I thought it was. Anyway, I had a good time, though. Fogo to show yesterday. Riis, did you eat yesterday? What you eat?
I had a steak. They feed me some steak. I told you I'm going to. I stay in the house.
Hey, man, they dropped me off, and then I was in the house. I was working, though. I was in the house, so I was good. Let me see what else. Also, to everybody who was concerned last week, Richard Boykin and I had a great conversation this weekend. It's all good. Shout out to Harold E.K. Williams and Richard, Commissioner and soon-to-be President Richard Boykin. Great conversation. We just wanted to touch bases. I think there was a little misunderstanding. So please don't take that against them. Blackapalooza. Hey, y'all. Blackapalooza was a nice event. It was great to give the young people. Riis, I will tell you this. Young people definitely want an opportunity. That was kind of crazy to me to see how many of them took it like, they just want to do a show. They just want to have the opportunity. I think, shout out to Jasmine Stovall. Shout out to Valoria. Shout out to the whole, to Zaviola, to everybody that encouraged the BP1 youth to put on the event. I was a little, how y'all gonna have, but Riis, they did a good job. It was, the kids enjoyed little kids in the bouncy houses. I remember when I was a kid and it was the bouncy house. Now everybody got a bounce. Well, not everybody, but that bouncy house was dope. And they had the video game truck. Riis, them video game trucks, that's a nice little hustle, man. I might have to get me one of them. Be like, brrr, pull it on up and drop it off. Shout out to everybody. Campaign countdown, I told you it's 8 days left. Can I tell you I spent $300 on gas this weekend? I filled up one and half a tank on another. $300, Riis. $300, Riis. On gas this weekend. That was a plane ticket.
My car didn't start today.
I see you out there rolling the truck.
Yeah, so gas right now, $500 for me.
Hey, man. $689? $689, Joe. $689.
Yeah, I called a couple of people off Fast and Furious, said we could steal us a gas truck or something. I know we can,
You see them two brothers that stole the gas truck and then stole $14,000 worth of gas? Got a hold of a gas state, got a hold of a supply. $14,000 worth.
I believe it too.
Hey man, them gas cars, think about this. Now that gas card that they was giving away for the city, give me 3/4. They give me 3/4, Riis.
And them brothers probably did $20 fill ups and didn't even get all the money. Went to jail for 14. He probably made 1,000.
Who was that? Is that you? Okay. Man. Then can I tell you how bad it is out there? So Riis, I went to Walgreens on Friday. The candy shelf ain't got candy on it. Like how you used to go up to the counter and all of the candy would have boxes of candy up there and you could just grab whatever you wanted. It was like 5, 6, 7, like 10. They didn't have like how you used to be like Reese's, like 20 cans and like white chocolates and all. Ain't none of that up there. Now, I don't know if that's just my Walgreens and they just be like, nah. but it was empty. And then let me tell you the new hustle that I saw this weekend. Riis, yesterday I had to deliver some shoes to Carrie at the church because she had forgot her shoes. So, you know, she called me, Riis. Everybody ever call you when you're in the bathroom and be like, what you doing?
I don't answer.
I can't now. When I see that number come up, I'll be like, oh my God. Right? So I'm in the bathroom. It's like, yeah, I left the shoes. So I'm trying to, you know, you're trying to get out the bathroom, but sometimes it just don't cooperate. So I was trying to get out the bathroom. So I finally get out the bathroom. I run to get the shoes to the church. And then, Riis, on the way back, I see somebody taking up the signs. Now these ain't Carrie signs, so I'm not tripping. But they taking up the signs, Riis. And then I realize that they're taking the signs up and then leaving the signs, but they're taking the wires. So guess what? Turns out supply chain, people are now for lawn signs are out of the wires. So the new hustle is to go to the places, steal the signs. You don't even steal the signs. You just steal the wires and leave the signs down there. And then take them back to your campaign and then rewire your signs. I was asking the dude, what you doing, man? You know, I just pulled up on him. I ain't have no ID. And he was just like, man, we out of wires. So I'm going to just take these. We doing it all over. So if you are in a campaign and you happen to see your signs on the ground but not stolen, know that the new slick game for the latecomers is to take the because they have changed the price. The wires used to be part of the sign. Now they give you a whole wire price now. So I got a solution for that though. So we're gonna talk about that too. All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show. That is all of my headlines. Riis, you all right? You not? All right, y'all. Turn your mic off. Make sure your mic off. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm going to keep on rocking and rolling. We're going to do the social media question of the day. With Juneteenth coming around, you cool? You need to bounce? All right, y'all. So if you, the social media question of the day is red, black, and green still our flag? You want to take a quick break? Let's take a quick break. You sure? Y'all good? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it can't be hurt none. Yeah, I'm good.
Huh?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm just saying, I want to make sure you're straight. All right, y'all. So then if you are, hit the button for me if you got it. We're going to go ahead and hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Is red, black, and green still our flag? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Is red, black, and green still our flag? Because I feel like I used to be excited to see red, black, and green, and now it seems like you will get shamed for red, black, and green. Right? Like, and I recognize now that the red, black, and green was the symbol of Pan-Africanism. But sometimes I wonder, are we so complicated that we confuse the people that we need the most? So give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is red, black, and green still our black flag? So it leads me to this conversation that I want to get into respectfully, which is sometimes I feel like we outpoint each other. Like we get so technical and so granular that the average person taps out. And I'll give you the example of the red, black, and green flag, and I'm going to use this as an example. So I was looking at a post yesterday from Sister Erica, and it was like that one time on that one block in Inglewood, and it was like all of these houses on the block had a red, black, and green flag hanging from them. And I got to tell you, it was a pretty regal sight. And I remember the drama of like raising the red, black, and green flag or the black flag just a few years ago, it was a symbol of pride, red, black, and green for black people. Now, as we have delved into these various discussions, thought processes, from ADOS to freedmen to reparations to all of the different groups that exist within the black universe that we are trying to develop. I am asking now, is red, black, and green still a universal symbol of blackness? Or was I incorrect in believing that? And I do recognize that it represents Africa, and I don't know where I sit with the whole, I'm not anti the diaspora. What I am is for the defining of the targeted groups in other locations. But I'm asking the social media question of the day: is the red, black, and green flag still the black flag? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Is red, black, and green still the, like, all I ever remember is the red is for the blood, the black is for our people, and the green is for the the land, right? And then it would be the gold was for the gold. And my question now is, as we have gotten so specific about who we are, which I think has a role, I wonder, do the masses know? Because I do feel like somebody was like, you it's almost like you almost get black shamed now for doing the red, black, and green. Like, I think if you would have asked me last year, I mean, I felt like I was all smart because I saw the Juneteenth flag, and I was like, that ain't the flag. The red, black, and green ain't the flag. Then I seen the red, black, and green United States flag. Riis, I think I could hear you. Like, for real. And so I want to understand, does the red, black, and green actually still represent black people? And that I just don't know anymore. And I feel sometimes like red means struggle, black means unity, and green means the land. So I was taught red means the blood. Black means, black was the people, which I would give you the unity, and green was the land. But I guess my question is, do we? And are we so specific that we alienate the rest of the people who are just trying, who ain't that deep? I don't know, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872. That's what I said, red is for the blood. Shout out to Erica Burton. Shout out to the correctional officer. Shout out to Quincy Frierson, who is tuned in. Yama O. Glenn Williams. Erica says they've tried to water down red, black, and green, but those that know are protective of that flag and its representation. See, I feel like regardless of where we at, like whatever group, I feel like you can't take away. I just feel like that's been more instilled in people, and maybe we expand the usage of it, but I don't know that we should be shaming people for it. Like, I feel like we've gotten to a space where it's almost like we look for more ways to divide us than bring us together. And I want to make sure that we are clear about our acknowledgement of our black space in America. But I don't know that we should not utilize the red, black, and green colors in whatever we do. See, I feel like this red, white, and blue flag that is the Juneteenth flag is almost like and I am an American citizen and I want all of that. But I also feel like that red, black, and green represents a different struggle. Those three colors together personify something to me. And I don't know, do we want to be against stuff so much that we tear down the things that could unify us? And I'm not saying that I am not guilty of that. But as I tend to become more introspective, I want to understand, like, I don't want to. Let me give you an example. 3 years ago, the fight was I walked into City Hall. And if you recall, it was 3 years ago, we saw it was Black History Month, and they took Asian Lantern Month or something and did everything, and we had no flag, we had no symbolism, we had nothing that embodied our month, right? And there was no Juneteenth holiday, and I would argue that were there no George Floyd, there would be no Juneteenth holiday, flag, etc. That's a debate, but let me not knock that. And if you recall, 3 years ago, our complaint or the beef was that we walked through City Hall and they had flags for everybody and everything, and it was Black History Month, and they had Chinese lanterns at every storm. And remember, we argued and we but we brought the issue to the forefront, so much so that before the end of that month, they raised the black flag, the red, black, and green flag, and it was a source of pride. Then the following year, the MWRD raised the red, black, and green flag. And then beyond that, then the other agencies throughout Cook County raised the red, black, and green flag. So much so, and I want to point this out. Remember, we saw the red, black, and green flag being flown on the top of the Capitol of Illinois, not based on Pan-Africanism, but based on the fact that we wanted to be represented. It wasn't, and I'm not denying that flag is the Pan-African flag. But I want y'all to recall that just 4 years ago, nobody would even raise a flag. Remember? And we were like, and you can go back on my Facebook timeline and look at the arguments, and you can look at the show. And then over the course of time, we were able to make that happen. Then the MWRD did it first. Then because you all had a tremendous level of influence on the president of that organization. And so the red, black, and green flag was raised. And now it is a tradition. And now Juneteenth is moved in. And it's almost like I'm not beefing over the flag, but I want y'all to remember how far we've come in the 3 years. How far we've come in these 3 years, and now it's like you shame it. And I wonder, what is the black uniformity? So the first person does it because all we've had for life is the red, black, and green flag that we can kind of universally acknowledge. Now, if y'all know that there's another flag that black people universally see and be like, that means me, tell me what it is. Tell me what it is. And I feel like before you throw away the red, black, and green, which is a symbol under which you can gather people of black people in the country, not because they ain't as smart, they ain't all listen to Yvette and Tariq and Mays and all of those people. And so are we doing ourselves a disservice by throwing away the thing that, man, bro, when I was a kid, my symbol of pride in blackness was wearing that African medallion with the red, black, and green on it. And so I feel like in this enlightened state of blackness that we are, sometimes we drive people away that we could bring in. Do you think if you raise a flag of something with whatever and nobody understands it? Remember, what was that we were talking about last week? Whatever the study of flags is. And so, is red, black, and green still us? And I say until we all have a black Congress and agree to something else, recognize the fact that that red, black, and green has been a unifying factor for black people. Now, if we want to add something to it, if you want to lay something as the overlay, if you want to add some symbols to it, then do that. But I don't think it behooves us to get rid of it just because we don't like the Pan-Africanism or we've evolved from that. But understand that until there's a universal symbol, and I must tell you, I would definitely rather see a red, black, and green flag flying than this current Juneteenth flag flying. I gotta tell you, because I don't feel like the Juneteenth flag is strong for us. I feel like that red, black, and green is like bam, bam, bam. Now maybe I'm crazy, but I do need y'all to help me understand. Have we become so enlightened that we have made it confusing for people who we could get to be on board because we're looking for opportunities to divide? Can we now maybe think of the red, black, and green flag as the base? Right? Like as the base? The blood? The land that we were taken from, but how about the land y'all still owe us for reparations? Y'all, it is the Mays Jackson Show. I need for y'all to talk to me about this. But in the meantime, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back after these messages. Look, it's the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, to rule on the ones and twos. And let me know, red, black, and green, yes or no? We'll be back after these messages.
The Mays Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Be about it, be about it. Carry, carry. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? In the morning with the frown on my face, cause I know it's another day that I gotta face now. For people I don't wanna see, working at a job that I don't wanna be, breaking my back to the bone with nothing to show. But I got dreams and goals, but as soon as I clock in, I'm ready to go. So there's one thing I gotta know: why money ain't free? Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Give it to me. I don't wanna work for nobody.
fact that I think money grew on trees. I got these deals after bills and they just keep coming. Working overtime but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. A dog life is dead.
Why money ain't free?
Why it ain't free?
Why can't you just give it?
Why can't they just give it to me?
I don't wanna work but nobody. I'd rather
Keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Yeah.
Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work but nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
How the money ain't free. Every 5 minutes kids bothering me. They seem to think that money grows on trees. Always asking for allowance and clean one thing. Sick and tired of my funds being low. Spent the whole bag on the groceries at the store. Got a little something, but I need a little more. And I'm a single mama, you should already know.
Why money ain't free?
Why the money ain't free.
WIIFTBPM.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? 'Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to life, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now of the politicians. We need money, no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the rule on the ones and twos. Hey, y'all, I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so I want to understand, is red, black, and green played out for black people? Like, is it a rap? Because it's, and so... Intwa Dumela says that the red, white, and blue, red, black, and green has its place, and the new Juneteenth flag has its place, and I can agree with that. And I guess my question is, what is the symbolism of the Juneteenth flag as it exists? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put up on the screen. I'm going to put up a bunch of Juneteenth flags. I want y'all to give us a call, 872-259-7474. Because I want to understand the Juneteenth flag situation. So what I did was I went to Google. First of all, have y'all gone to Google today? If you go to Google today, you can see if you go to Google today, I'm going to try and do it again. Let me go out. And I'm going to go in. And we're going to put this.
Go to it and you click. Have you clicked on it yet?
You go to Juneteenth and then
no, like how you clicked on the Google post, so you know how like when you
there it goes Google. Right there. You can see it. It's like a red, black, and green is falling down.
Yeah.
You can see it right now on the page. If you look at it, you'll see the celebration of freedom. So I'm going to go to images of Juneteenth flags. If you watch this right now, Riis, you can see it on the screen. It'll be coming across. You see it's dropping red, black, and green. So then I went to a Google search to find Juneteenth flags. So I want to know, like, are there any that jump out to us? Which ones do we? So this, I know that this red, white, and blue one with the single star, with the burst around it. I don't know what that red and blue is. Got to be the United States colors, red, white, and blue. But what about it says black? Right? Like, what about it? And maybe somebody, as we're looking at this, can go through and take a look at which ones are there. Like, can go through and look and see what the symbolism of the flag is. I think we talked about it. Here's another one you can see. I'll just click through some of them. You all can look through the flags with me. Is it the Juneteenth colorful flag? Is it the red, white, and blue? But I guess my question is, in all of this, how are we represented? Do you understand what I'm saying? In the case of the red, white, and blue, June 19th, 1865, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, because do you realize that there, like I said, there were almost 80 of these emancipations throughout the country? That they had these in June, they had these in many places. And so is June 19th, 1865, is that really our emancipation? We're going to get a little bit further into it. I just feel like, you remember when I said a while back when they were celebrating the rainbow flag and I said ain't no black in the rainbow? And then they adapted the rainbow flag. I'm not saying I did it, but I am saying that we were pointing out the fact that there is no black in it. This, to me, feels like the least offensive flag. It feels like it's the flag that makes everybody feel comfortable. Something about red, black, and green makes me feel a level of black empowerment. Am I crazy about that? Is it been instilled in me so long? Because do you think that if a young black child sees red, white, and blue flag, he sees strength and power in that? I don't know, man.
Nah, you know they just did that for the United States.
But I mean, but like, how is our struggle embodied in these flags? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. I think it is an opportunity to make people feel comfortable. But does red, black, and green still count? Look at do y'all see the Pilsen? Y'all want to see the Little Village one? Little Village look at what Little Village did. Respectfully, I ain't gonna even hate on nobody. Here, let me blow it up for y'all. Little Village took the flag and they threw a brown fist on it. Red, black, and green, and put a brown fist on it. I don't know, y'all. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is red, black, and green still black? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Hello?
Brother Maze.
Yeah, who is this?
It's Juan Thomas calling in Aurora.
Juan Thomas, man, you got to say this one for 7:30, man. You got to say this one for 7:30. I want to talk to you about. Back? I do want you to call back. Riis, remember this number, because I want to talk to you. Because, man, Juan, 50 million, Joe.
I know, man.
I know. Juan, 50 mil, dog. 50 mil.
50, dog. 50.
Look, Joe, 50. And when it's 50, when it's black people, it's 50, dog. 50 mil. So look, Juan, you call me back at 7:30 because we're going to talk about this.
Okay, I'll call you back.
All right, please do. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Is red, black, and green still black? I don't know, Riis. I think that we got to keep it. I feel like the Juneteenth flag is a little, let me see. Let me Google see Juneteenth flag symbolism. Let's see what it says. all. Let's go to the definition. The banner with the bursting star in the middle is the Juneteenth flag, a symbolic representation of the end of slavery in the United States. The flag is the brainchild of activist Ben Haith, founder of the National Juneteenth Celebration Foundation. Here's what the symbols on the Juneteenth flag mean. Hold it. Blah, blah. It means the banner bursting star. Okay, the flag is the brainchild of. Hold on. Let's see. Haith created the flag in 1997 with the help of collaborations and Boston-based illustrator Lisa Jean Graff. Hold on. Well, let's see Lisa Jean Graff, y'all. Back dag. They don't want to show the picture of Lisa Jean Graff. Okay, so let me go back. For 2 decades now, communities around the country have held flag-raising ceremonies in celebration of the freedom. Okay, the white star in the center. Listen to this now. The white star in the center of the flag has a dual meaning, Haith said. For one, it's the star. For one, it represents Texas, the Lone Star State. It was in Galveston in 1865 where the Union soldiers informed the country's last remaining enslaved people that under the Emancipation Proclamation issued 2 years earlier, they were free. The burst, the outline is inspired by a nova, a term that astronomers use to mean a new star. On the Juneteenth flag, this represents the beginning of the African Americans of Galveston and throughout the land. The arc, the curve that extends across the width of the flag, means a new horizon, the opportunities to promote that lay ahead for Black Americans. The colors, the red, white, and blue represent the American flag, a reminder that slaves and their descendants were and are Americans. June 19th, 1865 represents the day that enslaved blacks in Galveston became Americans under the law. The white, and while African Americans today are still fighting for equality and justice, Haith said, those colors symbolize the continuous commitment of the United States to do better and to live up to the ideal of liberty and justice for all. That sounds like the least offensive to me. I like red, black, and green. I like blood, land, and people. Right? Like, do you feel like that's the flag you want to be rolling up under for slavery? And hold on, because I got to go find a picture of the lady who did it.
It says a reminder of, the red, white, and blue reminder that you're American. I think forcing our people over here for 40 years of slavery was already reminded. I don't want nothing red, white, and blue. I see exactly what they did. They tried to, Americanize it, or get some claim to it. Nah, man, give me that red, black, and green all day long. I think that's the most least offensive flag. That's what we call that, the least offensive flag. I don't like it.
Hold on, because I got a picture. All right, ready? Y'all ready? For the artiste that did the flag. Lisa, brothers and sisters, I present to you Lisa Jean Graff. The creator of your flag. You mean to tell me that that's the okay. So y'all, what now? Y'all marching. Am I wrong for this?
Yeah, okay. I mean, hey, take that.
No, I'm gonna let. No, that's how we rocking for.
Oh man, yeah.
No, man.
Yeah,
that's who made the Juneteenth flag. That's the designer of it. This is what we marching under. Okay, so we traded. Look, you all need to get. And when I give you what happened with this, when you understand the history of these emancipations, Riis, find me you know what I need you to find? Find me the Black National Anthem. Find it. I want you to be singing it under this flag created, right? We have our own Betsy Ross. Betsy Ross. Our very own black Betsy Ross. Hold on. See, I don't know what you just sent. Does she know the words? Till earth and heaven. So I'm just saying
Who wrote this song before I thought?
James Weldon Johnson.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
The Sigma.
Oh, you
Black
right.
man.
Okay,
Right.
You're right.
So I guess my question becomes, like, I feel like they can put something in front, and if we don't ever question any origins, Riis, like, are we kicking red, black, and green to the curb for the Juneteenth flag that says y'all can keep on hoping, keep on. I feel like red, black, and green at least puts our struggle in it. I don't even see nobody black in that flag. How did she get the contract? Like, let me ask a question. Did anybody, when they passed it around and said, yeah, we gonna look? This is that moment when you're supposed to say, let me ask. Do you see? All right, that's enough. It's the Maze Jackson show, man. Riis, I'm just telling you, Joe. That's what we on. Do you feel, anybody feel away? Riis, these be the days when I be like, you know what? Okay, y'all gonna cut me? Y'all gonna cut off the, look, I'm saying, you shaming people for red, black, and green flags. Cause we ain't go up. Riis, come on, man.
But we don't gonna say nothing. So
Is this? I am saying something.
Yeah, but everybody else gonna be quiet though. So you know what I'm saying. Anybody else, if it was any other, a group of people, it would have, said some things. There would have been a press conference tomorrow. They would have already apologized, and it would have been another
think about they get to, and then so think about we don't even get to make the money. Who owns the copyrights for the flag? So think about every time you mail order a flag, she get points on the flag, you think? Okay, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson show. I know y'all be tripping. Please don't write a letter. Okay. It's the Maze Jackson show. We'll be call you on the Maze Jackson show. What's up?
You get points on the flag?
Hi.
My name is Linda. Hi, Maze. My name is Linda Jennings. I'm with the Black Remembrance Project and Lucretia Burke.
Hey.
Lucretia Burke.
Hey, Linda, I love Lucretia too.
Yeah, well, we fought for Juneteenth holiday locally at City Hall, okay, starting in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
The red, black, and green flag is not copyrighted, so it can fly all over everywhere. However, please stop telling people that it has less significance than the Juneteenth flag. It's not true. The Juneteenth flag is specific to Juneteenth. It is copyrighted. That's why it just can't fly all over everywhere. And it's copyrighted from the Juneteenth National Organization. Now, the white woman that you're showing, it was a brother who had the concept of the Juneteenth flag. He didn't know how to put it together, so he got a graphic artist, which is this woman here. But this brother out of Boston, and I forget his name, he came up with the original concept of the Juneteenth flag. And Juneteenth flag is specific to Juneteenth. Red, black, and green is specific to our struggle and liberation, and it flies freely. It has it's not diluted. It's not less insignificant. It still has value. It still has meaning. We all know that. We not, the organization, Juneteenth organization, is not trying to dilute anything.
Hey, Linda. Linda, let me jump in real quick. And I would say that I don't believe that that's where Lucretia and the Black Remembrance Project are. I think that this really doesn't have anything to do with the Black Remembrance Project. It really has to do with...
No, it doesn't. I was just telling you who I was affiliated with.
Okay, cool. Oh, no problem. And I appreciate you calling me. And so I think one of the things that I think, Linda, is that if you go through social media this weekend, right, and this is really based on a lot of social media, I feel like there is a level of, there's tiers of understanding for Black people, if that makes sense. I think that what you got into is the granular, is down into the deepness. And I think like as people start to become more conscious, like I think if you raise a red, black, and green flag, Black people around wherever are going to congregate towards that, because that's going to say me to them. That's going to say somewhere in there I learned that has a connection to me. I don't know that right now people understand and can see the difference between the two flags. And if you're not specific to Juneteenth, I don't know that it becomes a beacon to people to come. And I hope that, and so what I was watching this weekend was a lot of people who are way more conscious, quote unquote, shaming people who were raising a red, black, and green flag, whether it's out of ignorance or whether it's out of that's what their idea of displaying their Blackness this weekend was. And so I don't think that it is a replacement. Go ahead.
Well, we did the caravan, right? Friday to kick off, Black Culture Week. And we had red, black, and green flags, predominantly a couple of specific Juneteenth flags. And there was, it was like 30 cars of us, right? And majority had red, black, and green. It was no problem. It's still about a struggle. We still struggling. We still want our liberation. And we personally didn't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. As long as we identify with who we are and where we come from, that's cool too. And this one is Juneteenth is a national flag for Black Native Americans that were enslaved. I get that too. Both of them should not be diluted. And in terms of the education about the red, black, and green flag, that's just basically what we need is the education of that flag. And that's it. It's not trying to do no takeover. And if the white boys want to do like a project takeover, we do push back, as we've always done as a people.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all, Maze, I had to say. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's all love. Thank you, Linda. So again, let me just be clear. I'm not anti the celebration of Juneteenth. I am not anti the flag. I think sometimes because some of us are directly involved in this, and this is not my fight, I understand why they would want clarity. I think my conversation really revolves around the people that are willing to shame you or to talk smack about you, not the people that are trying to bring people together, but people who be like, oh, that's the Pan-African flag. Why are you raising that when you don't, right? And it's like, I'm not that deep. And I just want us to use the tools that I feel like you raise a red, black, and green flag, Black people, that's a universal symbol. I don't think that the Juneteenth flag has made it there yet. Maybe one day it will. Let's go to the next call. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. This is not anti-Juneteenth. Please be clear. Go ahead. Caller.
Maze.
James Say, what's up, man? This the week, man. They're gonna try and turn my people against me this week.
Oh, don't even worry about it, bro. I seen the ad this morning as I was getting dressed to go to work. I just shook my head, bro. I was like, I couldn't do nothing but shake my head. But I'm gonna be at the polls. Gary got my vote already.
I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, my brother.
Check this out, bro. I made this post maybe 2 years ago on my Facebook page. And I said, why don't Black people fly the red, black, and green flag? What made me ask that question was Because when Cinco de Mayo come around, you see Mexican flags everywhere. They riding in their Jeeps, they honking their horns, they convoying down the expressway. And then when I brought that up, I had people go in on me and say, we don't have a flag. And I said, well, the red, black, and green is the Pan-African flag. We not Pan-Africans. I was like, man, we got a long way to go. I told you it's going to take 400 more years for us to get it right, bro. Before we get on the same accord. It's man, I understand what you say. It's a struggle with our people, man. It's a struggle. You know, some is Americanized and some ain't. But that Juneteenth flag, I digress, but the Juneteenth flag, that's why I asked, who gave the concept for that flag? And then when you showed the white woman, I said I should have known. I just shook my head and said I should have known.
So,
but dude, I feel this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, James. Finish.
You know, and I just, like I said, bro, I got some ideas for a flag for, you know, this quote unquote, since we ain't Pan-Africans. I got like 2 or 3 ideas, and I've been trying to find a T-shirt company or a T-shirt group to get with to show this idea. But, you know, once again, trying to get with our people is rough.
Man, that is it is sometimes difficult. But I'm looking forward to us figuring this out. All right, next caller. Thanks, James. I appreciate you calling. Make sure you do what you're supposed to do out there on that voting booth. I appreciate you. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hey, Brother Maze, this is Uncle Rosie. How are you?
Uncle Rosie, you recovered from Blackapalooza. I saw you out there kicking it. Hey, y'all should have seen Uncle Rosie was about to start doing some drill rap.
I enjoyed myself. I thought it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And it is the beginning of a great relationship between the 3 generations, you know, those who are before, those who are now, and those who were soon to be. But anyway, I didn't really call about that, but I really intended to speak because it was great. Hands up to you guys. Anyway, back to the red, white, and blue flag. You know, beyond it all, living in an economic, you know, living in a racist community, living in America, why now this flag? Well, it was a money opportunity. It was all about money, and we live in a money environment. But back to the question, since it was raised, it didn't have to be raised, but it was raised, and I think, why not? If it was thought of, it ought to be. The red, black, and green came from the elders. Now, whether folk like it or not, it is the most foundational flag that we have emanating out of the Americas. The foundation of blacks, this is their creation. Now, if someone else wishes to put another flag up, say, hey, good, do what you want to do. We still live in a capitalistic society. Thank you, Riis, for giving me this opportunity yet again. Bye.
And Uncle Rose, you know this your station, man. You got the mic all the time. Hey, so I feel like we could raise them both though, actually. You know, like when you go to the I would have absolutely no problem like on election, you know, like when they had things and they'd be like, present arms, and then they'd be like burr, 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 burr. Right? It could be like, right? So I feel like we could definitely do both. I feel like I just be talking about, I guess, maybe I'm probably too deep into the this let me understand how do I put this? We can, and this is one of the things that I think that our most level of woke people sometimes, it's kind of the reason why I said that I am not an activist. I am more of a political person, so my goal is to get the ball across the line. My goal is not to die on the battlefield arguing about which to take, the left or the right. If there is a fight and we have to mobilize black people, I'm not for reinventing the mobilization tools every time because somebody else wants to start over, right? Because somebody has a new idea. Now, I am for being a part of, again, if we want to send a beacon out, D, let me ask you a question. Riis, if you had two choices, right, to gather, you needed to gather black people and you only had one of two things. You had a red, black, and green flag, or you had the Juneteenth flag, right? And you were trying to mobilize black people specifically, and you put them both in the air, and you said, line up here or line up here. And you are looking for black people. Where are you going?
The black, green, and red. The black, green, and red one.
Now, we can educate people further, but if we have them able to mobilize around the red, black, and green flag, right? Because I'm looking at this is our deep level people so much. They would rather lose the war to win an argument. And my point is, how many black people can you mobilize? And I just feel like we always want to start from, because we always start from the beginning, start from scratch, throw it away, start over. My idea is better. So everything that was built under this, right? No matter 3 million kids done run around knowing and understanding, I want to start all over. So it's good though. I think we always want to reinvent the wheel and start over instead of having something to build on. And that really is my point. And I saw this weekend a lot of flag shaming because people were not. I saw a lot of flag shaming because people aren't as deep as some of our most informed. And so our most informed would rather run those people away who are looking for something instead of bringing them in and educating them more. Right? And that has always been my problem with the space of activism, is that, again, there's so many technicalities and so many lifelong philosophical fights that we can never figure out a way to win. And that just becomes the challenge. That's kind of why I don't spend a lot of time trying to organize political pontificators, because quite frankly, they got pontification, but they're not going to necessarily move the needle because they'll be standing in the way of progress of the masses. And they would rather stop the masses from moving over ego. And I got to get it out of the way. So it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, I want to talk about, I want to talk to my man, Juan Thomas. How do you blow $50 million? Reach your boy, Richard Irvin. 50, not even stacks. 50 mil. Blew it.
Not yet.
All right, we'll see. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
skin fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. You live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. Inhale it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over, they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so there's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles to make a change? It ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear, just as what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul, black power gospel tune. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program, who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system, total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo, that's a shame, boy. Augment reality, better fix your brain, boy. I love my people, hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react, I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest if we seek it all the glory we can obtain it, keep reaching, keep reaching. I'm painting this picture, I hope you see it. Guess what the theme is? I love being black. We turning up, I love being black. Say it loud, man, I love being black. One more time, I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you to sing these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can groove to. Feeling good about yourself, melanated, mood muse. Always service humble pie, we don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin, this right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth, living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud, I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back. I love being black. We turning up, I love being black. Say it loud, man, I love being black. One more time, I love being black. Hey. Super melanation, renovation of our databases. Gotta fix the trinity to make it past the matrix. There's a rabbit in the hole. No decision, you gon' chase it or just shove it for complacency. Here's your motivation. Black power in your veins. Up to us to build a nation. European mental detox completely we erase it. Cause you can't keep fighting over old information. Probably bring it right back if you love being black. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. I do this for my people all across the map. Easy for the ones who don't identify with being black. Hebrews the best elixir. Go ahead and try your best. It's truth serum, my loose spirits. The ancestors speak to me, I spit the truth. Hear it. You broken souls here to re-engineer them so that they fearless. This precious atmospheric as the hell is spinning. Trying to strategize a way so we can start winning. It begins with pride of yourself. Embracing this feeling. Say no new friends. That's what happened to the village. Too much individualism. It's easier to pillage. I'm just making this appearance for coherence so you can understand what we up against. Hit the reset button, switch covenants. It's my contract to the people that I'm publishing. It's a new era, hood to hood, feel the power, and I'm loving it. Turn up, net, turn up.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule in the building. Can I tell y'all the funniest thing? I know I'm probably getting in trouble. I was out with one of my friends from the Chicago Aldermanic Black Caucus, the short one. And he was walking down the street. He was walking down Madison. You know what he was doing? He was saying, I love being black. Hey, I was like, hey. He was, hey. I was like, well, you know, they said, I love that song. I was like, what you doing listening? Man, I listen to the Maze Jackson Show. You know, that was so funny, though. He was like, I love being black. Hey. I love being black. I'm so excited. Hey. It was funny, though. That was hilarious. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I feel like y'all, like, this was really in response to me watching a lot of people choosing shame instead of education on the flag. It wasn't. I'm not against the 1865 flag. I'm not, in spite of the old girl, because I know we didn't have no black graphic design artists back then. So, but I do think my biggest thing is, and I'm watching all these as we continue to become more conscious of our blackness and kind of where we sit in the diaspora. being ever cognizant of any way that America can figure out a way to disenfranchise us, the descendants of enslaved Africans, descendants of enslaved Americans, Black Americans, right? You see how I got to worry about not, like, how I say what, right? Like, I tell you, if I got the you know how, like, that's the whole thing. That's like the same thing with the flag, right? So now if I say black, now I done offended 3 different other groups of black people. I just want to know, can we have a Congress? Can we have a Congress that just lays out the uniformity so when we can stop, so then I ain't got to wake up and be like, oh, I done missed the new term or the new phrase or the new change of everything. And I'm not saying if it's morphing or not. I'm down for all of it. Just because somebody just publish a list of when it changes so that I could just make sure I stay right. Like, I just want to know. And I'm a rock with the squad. Like, I'm always rock with the squad. But my question is, can y'all give me and who sets the change? Like, who determines when what's out and in? Because I'm about to tell you at 52, y'all got about 2 more years, I'm going to tap out anyway. 51, I'm going to tap out at 53. And then whatever we leave out on, whatever we talking about on that way out, that's what I'm going to rock with till it's over. All right, Riis, is my man Juan on the phone? Did he call? Juan Thomas, I got to tell you, your man Richard Irvin, I swear to God, maybe about 5 months ago, we saw $50 million. 6 months ago, we saw $50 million go into the man. Well, first we saw $20 million. Then we saw another $25 million go into the man's account. I remember distinctly you calling because you was telling me you was out from the area, and we thought Richard would have a chance. Now it looks like he found out from the Republicans, still OJ. Talk to me about what happened, Juan. What happened to our boy? I'm telling you, I told Riis the slave commercial was a bad start. And I think they dragged him out to the deep end. They dragged him out to the deep end and then left him out there. And JB pushed him out some further into the deep end. And the next thing he knew, he didn't know who the hell he was talking about. Look like them, but think like us. Talk to me, Juan. What happened?
Good morning, my brother. It's good to hear your voice. Tell me again who I need to text for you, because I want to first ask how you're doing. I see you on TV these days. So you're okay, I hope. I'm praying for you and your family during this last week.
So I'm going to say
all is well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being concerned about me and my family. I do think, Juan, that what we've seen over the last 3 weeks is, in my estimation, part of the frustration that I have with the Democratic Party, where they have used everything from race to they are using what I call the niggerization of black people to take a picture of myself and my beautiful wife as we are out celebrating at the Urban League and darkening it up and putting it up as if, look at how dare these Negroes have the audacity to dress nicely and be outside. You know they stealing something. Instead of being like, look at this representation of black love, a black couple standing together in strength for black folks. Yeah, hey man, I'm a little ticked, and I know
the party did this. Right. Did the same thing to me 2 years ago when I ran. They did the same thing to me and my wife. Same thing. The Democratic Party. Same thing. We got to talk about that.
We're going to have a talk about that. I think we need to have a Real Husbands of the Democratic Party meeting, because I do feel like some of the tactics that they are willing to use while using us as human shields really is offensive, and they don't like to hear us talk about that. Juan, but thank you for asking about myself. Very few people understand the realm of politics with families and how willing we are to respect theirs and to understand that they have no respect for our families or
none at all.
Talk to me about your boy. Talk to me about your boy. What happened, dog? What happened?
So, Ken Griffin and his team did not vet this dude. $50 million, and you didn't vet this dude? You didn't ask some hard questions about where he stands on choice, where he stands on guns, where he stands on tax policy? You didn't vet his background? I mean, they could have just called me. I would have a whole lot of money. If they called me, I would have told them up front. Richard Irvin is not an authentic politician. He doesn't have core principles that he runs on. He shifts like the wind. He's done it his whole political career. He was a Republican back in the 90s, early 2000s. When Obama became president, he shifted to the Democrats because it was popular to be with Obama and the Democrats during the Obama era. When Obama's out of office, he runs for mayor a third time, telling everybody here in Aurora he's no longer a Republican. He can't stand Donald Trump. And he got caught up because the chickens could have come home to roost. One of his political opponents here in Aurora sent those text messages about Trump to the newspaper, to the media. It's you know, what's that saying? Revenge is a dish better served cold. Be careful who you tick off. Be careful who you piss off. Because it's come back to bite him in the ass now. But man, $50 million. He has too much money to lose. Too much money to lose. And so you ask you to keep the $10 million. So remember last week when the Celtics were losing to the Warriors and it was pretty much over, Game 6?
Right.
The coach, when they realized it was over, he let Tatum and Brown and the other starters sit down, put in his bench. It's time to clear the bench. Richard needs to keep that $10 million and walk away and come back to Aurora because he'll be the biggest fish in this small pond of Aurora, Illinois.
Do you think they're going to let him keep the 10? So you think Ken Griffin going to be salty?
Well, he should be salty. If you gave me $50 million and I blew it, wouldn't you be salty with me? I mean, $50 million. And so let me go even further and say it this way. If you're going to step on the big stage and run for high office, Maze, you and I know, you have to be authentic. You have to be who you are, particularly for a black man.
So let me ask you right there, because you know that whole, do you think like their biggest fears look like me and think like us? Like,
oh, yeah, I hated that. That made me sick.
Like, I guess my question is, like, where was his authentic? I don't know who he was authentic to. Like, who was his base?
He was trying to appeal to a base that he is not genuinely connected to. So Richard Irvin is not in the tradition of Clarence Thomas or Gary Franks or any of these other, Tim Scott from South Carolina. That's not who Richard is. I'm saying this because I've known Richard for 30 years. Richard is a regular brother, just a regular dude. And he's not one of these far-right conservatives who believe what they believe. He does not agree with Baron Daley on anything politically.
He doesn't agree with who?
Richard was trying.
He doesn't agree with who?
Is it Darren Bailey?
Okay.
Darren Bailey.
Right.
His opponent? Mm-hmm. Right. But the problem with Richard is he doesn't communicate what he does genuinely believe because it does not line up with the Republican Party. Richard joined as a Republican because it was a party of convenience for him. It was a tool. It was a mechanism to get into the next level. When he joined the party back in the late 90s, early 2000s, the Republican Party dominated West suburban politics out here in Aurora. Speaker Hastert was the speaker. Tom Cross was the minority leader. George Ryan was the governor. Richard saw them as the party in power. It was never about he agreed with what they stood for. He's the walking all politicians have opportunist tendencies. I get that. But it ought to be wrapped in some sense of what you stand for, what you believe in, what are your core values. And what happened with Richard is he got found out. He got discovered what people in Aurora who know him well have always known, which is it's all about the game. It's all about the opportunity. It's all about taking advantage of an opportunity. And so when someone walks up to you and says, hey, I'll give you $50 million to run for governor and raise your profile and raise your name ID, Richard is now probably arguably the most most well-known black politician in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, but what he going to be known for? And who is he going to be known to?
Well,
I guess my question is now, is he burned himself?
Right. Oh, and that's where you and I are different than him. $50 million cannot buy my soul. So what's the scripture say? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? That's Richard Irvin. If the Republican Party rejects him next week, he needs to step back, and his number one priority needs to be to try to keep his job here in Aurora. He's got 3 years to do it. He's not up for re-election here in Aurora until 2025.
Oh, he'll be okay.
And there's already local rumbling that they're looking for a candidate. But if he's got $10 million, that's why I would tell him, keep your 10. If he keeps his 10, he's going to be a big fish here, and can't nobody touch him with $10 million, not politically. But I think on a state and national level, he has to reinvent himself if he has any desire to move beyond the mayor's office.
Dog, I just don't know.
If he doesn't do that, he's done.
Juan, I don't know how you blow $50 million and somebody push you behind. Like I'm not saying that even as a disrespectful way. I'm just saying, like, Joe, if you couldn't get it done with $50 million, right? If you couldn't get it done with $50 million, I could give you $1 billion. You ain't getting it done, right? I think the thing
so
is.
Go ahead. No, two things happened. The hardcore conservative right figured out that Richard was not a true believer, and they went after him. But then Pritzker and the Democrats figured out if this guy becomes the nominee, he could run a moderate mainstream campaign and peel off maybe 15 to 25% of the Democratic Party base vote, black voters. And there were black people wanting to see if Richard was going to be what I call a Colin Powell type Republican, a moderate mainstream Republican who's still not afraid to be black,
who look like us,
because
but
like
think
you
like
and
them.
I know, there's a whole right. And so Richard touched on something with that campaign. He knew exactly what he was saying, and Pritzker's campaign knew that could be a problem, because you and I know a whole lot of African-American disgruntled Democrats who are frustrated with the party and would love a reason to vote another way. And there was hope in the beginning that Richard might be that type of, transformative Republican candidate who's going to run to try to change the party. So Richard should have run a campaign. He still might have lost, but he still would have at least had his principles and his core reputation intact. If he had run as a Republican trying to change and expand the party, instead he tried to embrace what I call the most racist elements of the Republican Party. And they didn't believe him. They didn't trust him, because at his core, that's not who he is.
So now let me ask you a question. What does that, and I think that we know what that means. It means that it almost feels like J.B. Pritzker has a pretty smooth path, because I think even though, and Juan, I guess I got to ask you this because you're out there in the suburbs too. We just saw this Tribune poll that says like 86% of Republicans everywhere in this state, and it's actually even in the college, think that Trump are still supportive of Trump. So do you think Darren Bailey has any chance of beating J.B. Pritzker at all? because he ain't getting no votes in Chicago. Well, maybe he will. We never know.
Right.
What do you think?
The only way Barron Bailey gets close is if there's a national Republican wave where they want to. If gas prices are $5-6, if we're still dealing with inflation, if the war in Ukraine is still going on, Biden's poll numbers could create a national wave to throw all the bums out. And there, I think Bailey might get close. So the question is Illinois more like Virginia, where the Republican beat Terry McAuliffe last year, or are we more like New Jersey, where the Democratic candidate won, but it was real tight? I think it went off. I think they declared the election like 2 or 3 days after the polls closed. Pritzker should be okay, but if it's focused only on Illinois and it's just about what's happening here in our state, Pritzker's going to crush Bailey. And like I agree with you, I think I heard you say earlier in your show, he's running for president.
Right.
Pritzker's already looking at the White House.
And Darren Bailey presents him a chance to run against Trump. Right, Darren Bailey. That's right. In a race, that's right. In this race, Darren Bailey provides him an opportunity to show Democrats what he can do against a Trump-style candidate.
Right.
I just don't know. So, go ahead.
And if Biden for some reason did not run, our sister, who I have much love and respect for, Vice President Harris, but she's got some problems.
She cooked, dog. Tell the truth, shame the devil. She cooked. You acting up. You acting up. Okay. You around here trying to be nice. You and me both know they have all. If Joe Biden ain't the nominee, she certainly will not be the vice presidential nominee. Okay. They are. I say it, and I mean that in the most respectful way. But it is clear that right now, and I would be. First of all, she ain't got enough money to stop the JB onslaught. I think JB, if I'm JB, I am now financing the You Gotta Go, Joe. I'm financing the You Gotta Go, Joe campaign, the whispers that are happening. And in the meantime, we're going to, I think we're going to see all of that black girl magic goodwill that the party used will be kicked to the curb in this space, right? Like, you think about it, to get to the spot, they're going to have to trash Kamala, right? Vice President Kamala Harris, because she would be in the space perceived. But as we see oftentimes, black women become pawns black people become pawns in the Democratic Party until we're not useful anymore, and then they kick us to the curb, and it'd be the same people that we just saved a year ago.
Right. Absolutely. I totally agree with what you just said. And because of that reality, if you take off, if Biden's not running, take away the vice president, who do you look to next? Governors and senators. JB is definitely will be in the mix. And I think he's got a strong opportunity. Now, of course, they're going to vet his record here in Illinois. I think Black America needs to talk to him about where he is on, licensing for cannabis, distribution centers, his real commitment to investing in Black communities. But yeah, I think he's a strong. I can't think of 5 or 6 other stronger governors or senators who would be stronger candidates. Maybe the governor of Florida. Not Florida, California. I'm sorry.
Oh, you talking about Newsom? Man, I think Newsom gonna have problems. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you what I do think. I think that, and I know people don't want to hear me say this, but I still feel like if it's a Trump type of deal, don't be surprised if Rahm Emanuel tries to bring himself out and push the Black Death to the side and come back, because they're going to want a competent, strong man. So I still have not counted him out. And I just think with the JB thing, I haven't counted Rahm Emanuel out of this. I think that Democrats are going to be looking for a hawk. And I think that I think if you can, if I think Laquan McDonald will pale in comparison to George Floyd, and black folk. Not black folks, but white folks will push that to the side. I want to point this out.
How about Mayor Pete?
Huh?
Oh,
no, I don't know about Mayor Pete
what about
yet.
Mayor Pete?
I don't know yet. I got to see some more from Mayor Pete. But let me say about this. I'm just point out that Stephanie Trussell, who is the running mate with Darren Bailey, says she's glad that the Dems are underestimating the Bailey Trussell. No one is going to work harder to bring our message to disenfranchised blacks who suffered the most under Pritzker. It's about relationships. She has black girl magic. She spent over 7 years building relationships and friendships with black and white Chicago Dems. She gets calls from all the time for folks who she battled with politically but want to help the Southern farmer who stood up to JB. I want to see them people. I'll shout out to Stephanie Trussell. And I was like, you spent a lot of time making friends and some enemies, right? It's like we started out nice, then you got super nasty. I was just like, dang, but it's okay. Like I said before. And have we seen Darren Bailey anywhere black yet? Have we seen them campaigning in the black community anywhere? Have they deployed their lieutenant governor? Have you seen out in the Southland? I mean, in the burbs or anything? Like, my question is right now. So if you got a black lieutenant governor, I would say that those relationships need to start being built now. Because again, oftentimes people depend on us being mad. They play off of our anger instead of our ability to deliver. Juan, all right, man, we got to get you in the studio. Go ahead, talk to me.
We'll do that soon. So Juliana Stratton was out here in Naperville this past weekend at Naperville's Juneteenth event. So we see her all around. She comes out here all the time. This other sister, Stephanie, never met her.
Okay.
Have you met her?
I have. Actually, let me back up. Stephanie and I used to be, I used to think Stephanie was super, super, super cool, right? Until it became popular. You know how, like, when people say, okay, we've decided that we're going to take wax at him, so now I'm going to take wax at him too. And so she decided that the path forward was to troll me every day instead of remembering that we had a long term. No, I mean, we had like a relationship. She would ask me to come on her show. I would come on her show. You know what I'm saying? Come in, talk. I enjoyed her controversial opinion. And then one day it was like, we have decided that we're going to, like, people decide that they're going to climb instead of continuing conversation, rap beef becomes a thing. So instead of having a conversation with a person that I would call, I'm going to now start blasting them on Facebook and calling them out because that seems like a popular way to go. And now you're running for...
One quick last thing. I hear you. One quick last thing. JB should not take Bailey for granted, but because you never take your opponent for granted. There's only two ways to run for office, unopposed or like you're losing. And since he's got an opponent, he needs to take Bailey seriously. But this, like you said, it's an opportunity to show the country how he can run against and defeat a Trump-like candidate.
Well, we're going to talk about that some more. Juan, look, man, we got to connect the Lake County Democrats, black Democrats, with the Cook County black Democrats. Let me tell you, there's a frustrated level of black Democrats everywhere. No matter where you go in the state, we have been frustrated. We have watched them employ tactics that you would expect Republicans to employ against black people. I'm watching it and I'm living it right now as the party condones stepping off into race-based politics, even though we remain the base of the party. Look, y'all, it is the Maze Jackson Show. It's this Juan's conversation just shows you that it ain't just me. And we've been actively involved in this thing for some years and years and years. Quite frankly, invested our lives in the business of politics and government, only to see the party that we have worked so hard for do so much, play our community so wrong in so many cases. Juan, I got to get you in the studio. Stephanie Trussell says she wants to call in and respond to my accusations. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Juan, tell everybody how to catch up with you. What's cracking, man? What y'all seeing out there in that Aurora land right now, politically? What's the turnout like?
Man, it's real low right now. Early voting numbers have been real stagnant. A lot of folks still don't realize the primary is next Tuesday because they're voted in the summer. So there's a lot of voter education that's still going on. Trying to get people to get out to vote. We have a couple of hot judicial races out here. So that's kind of the talk of the town is the local races for judge and the Supreme Court vacancy out here also.
All right. Oh, that's right. I forgot y'all got that that Supreme Court joint going on. All right. It is
second district.
And I see Ken Griffin jumping in that one too, man. He got a lot of money. Man, he got too much money. Tell him if you want to buy a radio station, we got one for him.
All right, my brother. We'll talk soon.
I appreciate you, Juan. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Stephanie, you can call 872-259-7474. That's the call-in number. You're more than welcome to call in if you want to say something. You got something you want to say. I think the Lieutenant Governor nominee, Stephanie Trussell, is looking to call in. Not Lieutenant Governor nominee. Oh, nominee for Darren Bailey. But let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll take whatever calls you got out there, and then we'll get on to the next conversation. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show. You hear me every single day ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Well, finally, y'all, we've got an answer, and it's called the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth, Unit 17E. That's in the mall at the 55th and the Dan Ryan. And you join us every Saturday where we are taking our politics black. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the game, from how to collect a petition to how to knock on the door to even how to become the next mayor of the city of Chicago. That's right, y'all. It is the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. This is a black people thing you wouldn't even understand.
Maze Jackson.
My mom would say, Carrie, don't talk about it, be about it. My name is Carrie K. Still, and as president of the Water Reclamation District, I lead an agency with $1 billion budget, AAA bond rating. We've increased transparency while we've reduced our reliance on tax dollars. Now, my opponent has been all talk and broken promises. The Sun-Times said Kagi's office is riddled with mismanagement, hurting our seniors, our veterans, and our property tax bills are going to be late again. Look, we all knew 4 years ago that the Cook County property tax system was broken and needed to be reformed. And unfortunately, it still does. That's why I'm asking for your vote June 28th, punch number 112, because I won't spend the next 4 years talking about it. I'll be about it. Vote for me, Carrie K. Still, as your next Democratic Cook County assessor. This message has been paid for by friends of Carrie Still.
Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Reach the Ruler, Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding. So go on, make my payments. Ha, 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha, 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 ha. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it ha, 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 ha. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them ha, 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 ha. Look, and check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office was the trap house where he was tipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and tried to make it seem like a revolution. revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell them to cut the check. John Singleton, man, he already told y'all. He broke it down for you when he made Snowfall. They locked us all up and created whole laws. So send a message like a cold call. Tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city. We built this city. Back, put this country together and gave him hella aid. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants. They paid the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, forced sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high, 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 high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high, 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 high. Not no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it high. Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler, Mays Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm still carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis to rule on the ones and twos, and we was talking about what happened with the Democrats, the What's in it for the Black people voters card is out. And Shannon, respectfully, Shannon says, how come so many, let me read it because I want to make sure I get it right. Shannon says, I'd like to know if there's so many frustrated Black Dems, why don't they leave the party? Seems to me when you're frustrated, you take action. So are they really frustrated? So first of all, I don't know that there are so many frustrated Black Dems. Right? I think the ones that are frustrated are displaying it. I think that's why we talk about it. That's why we're having these debates. But you can leave, and I don't know that there's an alternative. Again, I think there are other people. I think I look at politics practically, bad or worse. And until you put candidates into place and finance them and do all the things that are going to take them, you can go be a Republican, but you're going to find yourself in the same position. So that is why I ask you, like when people say, well, you know, they over there getting paid for organizing. You ain't getting paid for organizing. I say, because you trying to build your own foundation. Nobody is going to invest in your success more than you. Nobody is going. Again, I ask you, how many days, how many people willing to go knock on doors? How many people? Because you don't have the campaign finance. It ain't, man, bro, I done been to a lot of Black fundraisers. You ask for more than $50, people be like, yo, you talk about, I got my own problems. And so it becomes a challenge, especially when people can write themselves a check for $2 million or $3 million to run against you. And so you find yourself in between a rock and a hard place because you're Black. Anyway, I ain't finna go down this path. All I need to say is, until we collectively make a move, and it's always until we do it. It ain't gonna just be me. Anyway, let's go to the live line. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? Caller.
Yo, this is Harold.
What's up, Harold?
Bro,
This is Harold E. K. Williams. What's going on, man? Good to see you this weekend.
Yes, sir. Love this show. So that whole flag thing, I believe that I'm pretty sure Marcus Garvey wouldn't be upset to see that his the flag that he designed, red, black, and green, is being celebrated for Kwanzaa, Black History Month, or Juneteenth. You know, so I just want to put that out there. Dealing with this governor's race, the lieutenant governor candidate with Dan Bailey, I see her over at Father Flavor even. So she's definitely going out into the community. And I stopped by and I spoke to her, and I was just as shocked to see her there, as well as I wasn't surprised to see JB at that event. You know, so, but dealing with the governor's race, I believe Richard Irvin still have a chance, you know, and JB don't want to debate anybody who's Black. So he don't want to debate a Black Republican, and he for damn sure don't want to debate a Black Democrat, like that veteran who's running for governor. He refused to debate with her. So just want to put that out that, hey, we do have options. You don't have to vote for JB. You can vote for, I think her name is Beverly Miles.
You do have Beverly Miles is definitely an option to vote for the position of governor, or you can leave it blank. Either one of those votes will wind up being considered a protest vote. Thanks, Riis. Thank you, Harold. They both will be considered a protest vote. Because realistically, you know, Black folks not really going, if they don't see you, if they don't hear from you, Black folks are going to roll with the winner. Right? So you got to do the things that at least make Black folks feel like you're going to be in contention. And JB running around with billions of dollars spreading the billions, it's just tough to overcome that. But good luck to Beverly Miles.
But I believe that's why he doesn't want to debate again. He don't want to debate Richard Irvin, and he don't want to go against Beverly Miles. So he's just trying to clear anything that's Black, because he knows that Black people would definitely jump ship on.
That is the game. You want? Thanks, Harold. That is the game, though. Don't give your opponent the opportunity to come. Like, why give the dude the opportunity to exploit your weakness? Because I just be like, cannabis. And black people be like, dang, you right. All right, let's go to the live line. On the live line, I believe, is the lieutenant governor nominee. Go ahead. It's not? She says she's on the line. So
Nope, it's not.
All right, go ahead, caller.
You want to take care of you?
No, go ahead. Is this my man Byron? Byron!
Man, yeah.
What's up, dog? How you
God,
feeling,
I don't know
man?
where to start.
Well, I start here, Byron.
got-
Byron, start right here. How your boy blow $50 million?
That's not my boy. I told you he can't win. I told Riis that. I called him earlier and told him that.
Who did you say was going to win?
He's a phony.
Okay, so who you with, Byron?
I'm a Bailey. I'm Bailey, but I'm punching Kerry, Boykin, and Willie. Okay, and maybe that black sister. See, I'm leaving the Republicans and the primary to go and vote for Kerry, Boykin, and Willie, and maybe that black lady that's running for governor, because I'm going Democratic this time. But I'm voting for Billy in the general election. But here's the deal: your guest came on and talked about those racist Republicans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any racist people in the Democratic Party?
A lot, actually.
Because I asked you about that Pillsbury Doughboy governor of ours, about Tammy, and I asked you about Durbin. Are they white supremacists? Yes or no? And you refuse to answer, and I know why. But I don't want you to answer though, because I don't want to get you in no trouble. But I think they are. Because they do nothing for our community. And we go like slaves and vote for them anyway. Just like slaves. They offer us nothing. They give us nothing, and we go and vote for them. But your guest comes on and talks about the racist Republicans. Hey, I asked you this question before. If the Republicans give you 5% and the JB give you 0, who would you vote for? And I think black folks love the 0. They love the 0 because they're critical thinking. Let's get something. Symbolic stuff does not mean nothing to me. Okay? If you want to do something good, give us the reparation. Forget the damn Juneteenth. Juneteenth is fine for whoever wants to do it. But give me something substantial that I can use, I can pass down, I can build upon. I can't build upon Juneteenth today. It's great, yes, but work for something substantial for the people of all people. All the black folks. That's what Willie Wilson has done more for the black community. I don't understand what people don't get in their head that he has done more for black folks in Chicago than them man has. But people still, those black women are still going to go out and vote for that woman, that gay woman, whoever she is.
Hey, no hateful comments, Byron. Byron, we love everyone here. Please do not come on this show disparaging any other groups. It is unacceptable on our show. We do not. This is not a platform for you to launch your hateful thoughts.
I agree with you. And also on those words, what words we can use. I'd be glad when we become free again in America. Because where we're heading, we're not going to be free. Even the comedians can't say certain things now. But finally they're changing it. Bill Maher is finally coming out.
Did you see that?
A little bit.
Did you see that on Friday? He snapped off on Friday. I'm not a big Bill. Bill Maher blew me. He blew me with the other stuff that he did. But I must tell you, that Friday I was just like, man, if y'all could play that for the millennials, I promise you I was going to play that back today. But I was like, I'll probably get banned.
No, that's the good stuff, though. But it's not your words. It's his words. He's been bringing it for the last few. I'm not a big fan of him either, but since about 5 weeks ago, he's been bringing it, dude. He is bringing it. And people need to hear him more. And he's a liberal kind of guy, but he's fed up with this nonsense. I can't say this word. I can't say that word. Well, this is America. Take it or leave it. We are raising a bunch of hoops, a little pig chumps. I can't say the right other word, but chumps is a good word. We're raising chumps. And another thing, Maze, why are 11% of black students only reading doing math at grade level? 11%.
Byron, you know why? Because they do not want black people reading and counting. I told you about that. That's how we got in trouble, and that's how I get in trouble. That's how I got in trouble on the show. Byron, reading and counting. Don't you know they don't want Negroes reading that advanced stuff? Because then you'll start asking questions like, "What's in it for the black people?"
Maze, this is a shame. 22% reading at grade level. They're passing these kids on, and they're heading into the streets. They can't get no job. Who's going to hire them? They can't read and they can't do math. in our streets. We are in a bad situation. At $25,000 a head for public schools. In Indiana, it's $11,000. They graduate more kids than we even think about. And $11,000. The teacher union got control. Just like you said before. Oh, no, you didn't say that before. We said it before. We said it before. They're controlling the city. They're controlling us. The teacher unions are controlling everything. They control the politicians. And what is it saying in the United States Constitution that only rich people can run for office? That's what's going on right now. Only rich people can run for office because they can run more commercials on TV. Like Pritzker. Pritzker is nothing. If he had somebody else who had the same amount of money, he would not be in office.
But Byron, that's the problem with these rich 100 millionaires and millionaires and hedge fund traders. They can write a check. They can write a check and then they can threaten you with everybody else. Byron, I'm just telling you, it's terrible. Like when Shannon says, well, we vote down party lines. Shannon, do you know that if you can't vote, there's not really a ballot. You have to declare. So you have to say, I want a Democratic ballot or I want a Republican ballot. Now, I've never pulled it. Can you pull an independent ballot and it puts everybody on there?
No, you can't.
Right.
No, not in Illinois.
I don't believe you can do that.
choose.
Right. That's my point. Because they're not even on the ballot until the next election. So it's
right. They got us boxed in. We're boxed in. That's why I'm going Kerry, Boykin, and really on the Democrat side. But I'm a Bailey person, right? And Trussell person, right?
Uh-oh.
But I got to go and do the best thing for the community. The best thing for the community is get Kerry in, okay? I'm just telling you right now. My taxes need to go down, okay? I got to vote my interest and the interest of my black people. I don't really have to have my taxes go down, but I know people are hurting from it. I got to help them. See what I'm saying? I have to do what's best for the community. And Pritzker needs to get his butt out of there, and black folks need to wake up and do some critical thinking, look at what you're getting, and look what you can get.
I'm with you on that one.
I just don't understand the zero nothing. I just don't understand this accepting zero from all these Democrats and not saying anything about it. How can you do that? Take a chance. Take a chance.
Man. All right. Thank you, Byron. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, we're going to go to the live line. We got a caller on the line. Caller, you're on the Mace Jackson Show.
Yo, what's good, bro?
What up, Devo? How you feeling, man?
Hey man, I just want to say, man, this is the show is doing great. Shout out to Byron. You know, man, he laid it all out. Shout out to Jasmine and the staff and the people that work on Blackapalooza, man. It was a dope event, man. People came through, celebrities came through, the rappers came through, man. The youth came through. It was just a real positive thing, man. And you came through, so. You know what I'm saying? You know, the kids wanted to shine your rims, man. You know, you was like, nah, kids, you know, y'all don't have to shine my rims. You know, you could be better than me, man. So that was a real good, man. You were engaging with the youth. And so that was dope. As far as the flag, man, fly whatever flag you want, man. The main thing is we remain black first when we need to be there for each other and staying on code and showing love and not bringing wood to the fire or disrespecting people because they don't know what you know, but you expecting them to know, but you can't communicate what you know because you don't know how to do it in a way that makes people want to be inclusive and understand what you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's another conversation for another day. Ken Griffin, hey man, all you had to do was just listen to the Mace Jackson Show, and then we would have told you what we was thinking about and what we needed. But and you kept saying that, and they don't do it. So he threw his own money. He wasted his own money. Irvin was actually the moderate type of Republican that black people would have voted for. We would have been able to articulate his position probably than he would have. But because his campaign did not do their due diligence and engage the black community, they wasted their money. That's it. And then, as far as that other stuff, man, hey, I just want to say something. Can y'all please stop hating on bro? Because he when Mastradamus drops something, and he ends up being right about it, and then y'all have this aha moment, and then y'all try to walk back this stuff, man. That's why you always just keep it real. If I trespass against my brother, all I have to do is find out where he's at and go talk to him. I've seen it. I saw it, and that's the best way to go about stuff. Now, you ain't got to call in and be on the Summer Jam screen about all this stuff, and then it's going to sound goofy. I'm sure. Hey, do you have a cell phone, bro? You got a cell phone, right?
I do.
Yeah. So I think sometimes when you use that thing called a cell phone, you can have a more one-on-one conversation, and then that shows like, hey, man, hey, I stepped on your Nike. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to get on code, man. Other than that, bro, happy Juneteenth to everybody. Love y'all. Shout out to New Era being in Dallas. That was big, man. Y'all go to follow them on Instagram, man, and follow us on all the platforms, bro. If you want somewhere to be and, you tired of your Democrats being all up in your videos and telling you need to vote for policies that's going against your own self-interest, come on over to What's In It for the Black People, man. We got a spot for you. We building the infrastructure.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? We can hurt you or we can help you. But we inclusive over here. We ain't got nothing but love for you. But you're not going to disrespect us or play us. And with that, man, y'all have a great day. What's up, Riis? We need to get on that game, bro. I'm out, dog. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right, y'all. Let me go to the live line. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? How you feeling? Caller, you there?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Maze?
Yep. Who this?
Hi, I am Stephanie Trussell, Darren Bailey's Lieutenant Governor candidate pick. I'm so excited to talk to you.
How are you, Stephanie? Been a long time.
I can't complain. I'm better than I just.
Been a long time since we talked.
Yes,
it's been. Come on, first of all, congratulations on your nomination. I remember, it'd be like, used to be my homie, used to be my ace. Now I want to, you kind of. We was like on a good page, and then one day I woke up and I felt like you started trolling me. What's going on?
Okay, I don't understand what trolling means. I listen to your show every day, and if you said something I didn't agree with, I just simply challenged you. I wasn't, in a negative way, the same way when I said something on my show, people got to call in or text me on Facebook to say the same thing. So I wasn't like being mean to you. We just disagreed, which was okay. I mean, you're a Democrat, I'm a Republican. That's kind of expected. So, everywhere I go, Maze, seriously, when I'm in Bolingbrook, everybody's talking. I'll meet somebody and they'll be talking about Maze. They grew up with you or something. So I constantly run into people that, and especially when I say, I was on the radio, do you know Maze Jackson? So it's nothing against you at all. I think that how we started off, you came on my show and then you would let me call in yours, whatever. We had a very good kind of peer relationship. But I just want to say, I have no hard feelings against you, whatever. And I'm listening to what you and your wife are going through during this process. And it's eye-opening for me as well to see how mean Republicans can be to each other. And so I'm learning this as I go along. But I just got to respond to the fact that, I grew up Black on the West Side. People forget that. I was a Democrat. I loved Chicago. I love being Black. I just love everything, especially growing up Black on the West Side in the 60s, in the 70s. I love the food. I love the culture. I just loved everything about my community. And so then I became a Republican. And so then everybody says I'm a sellout and they can take and that's okay. I know what I'm doing. But you know what, Maze? I debated with so many people over the 7 years I was on the radio. I had them in my studio. They text me. We go back. And some people that had befriended me because they couldn't stand what I was saying are now calling me, asking me, offering help. Because J.B. Pritzker has done nothing for the Black community in the last 4 years. The last couple of years with the COVID, that was a total disaster. 114,000 people fled Illinois last year. And what your caller Byron, he and you need to connect me with him and also with Juan. The education piece is very big for me. Your parents moved to Bolingbrook. You got a great education. I moved my kids to the suburbs for the same reason. But my mom sacrificed and said, that's the parochial school. I'm very passionate about Chicago public schools and how they're failing our children, how they don't have school choice. We have some great schools in Chicago, phenomenal schools, but I want every school to be like Whitney Young, Walter Payton, and all those other phenomenal schools. And so everybody's trying to get into those schools. And if you get into those schools, chances are you don't even live around there and you got to take 2 buses and a train to get there. Why can't every community school in those zip codes have a flagship school like that? So I'm very passionate, and I guess my dog is passionate too. I'm very passionate about my community. When I grew up on the West Side, my stepfather and my mom had a jewel. We said, we're going to jewel. Which one? Robert's or Mommy? Now both of those jewels are closed. I missed how the West Side was. When I got my first job at McDonald's, I could walk 4 blocks and spend my paycheck right on Madison and Pulaski. Every store that was on State Street was in my community. And now it's unrecognizable to me. I'm going to fight. Nobody's going to fight harder for Chicago and communities where people that look like me, and that's I'm committed
say
to.
Black people. Don't say people who look like me.
Black people.
Right.
I'm sorry. I love it. I've been Black 57 years, and so I'm just Black people.
So
I love
Stephanie,
Black people.
So let's do this real quick. So I'm you know what, I could be really, I would really prefer to have a much more extended conversation in regards to this, and I'd like to talk to you and Darren Bailey, both of you.
Sure,
I'd love
anytime.
to get you all to come in the studio before the primary, because I do think it's important, or we can get you on via Zoom and get a chat going on, because I do think it's important that we hear from everybody. And I also said that I was not going to hold past grudges against people going forward. But what I do want to know is, I saw a poll last week that said that most of the Republicans in Illinois believe that Donald Trump would reelect Donald Trump, and believe that Donald Trump won the election. Do you believe Donald Trump won the election?
Oh my goodness. I love how, I still listen to Black Talk Radio every day, and that's January 6th comes up every day. They're mentioning and talking about that. I can't focus on 2020. I'm worried about November. I'm worried about June. I'm worried about November. And I'm worried about the next presidential election, to make sure all of our elections remain free and fair. I can't concentrate on going back and we can hash what happened. That's just not practical.
So I got
Especially
you. So
when I get invited to a
I got you. I'm going to let you leave it there, because I only
forum,
got a short amount of time. So I know you're going to spin out of that. Talk
well,
to
you
me
know
about...
Well, you let Byron go on. Can I just say this really quick? We're on a 102 county tour right now, Darren and I. No other team is doing that. We're hitting 102 counties. Unfortunately, I wish we could have scheduled this prior to this, and this is what we're committed to. Nobody's working harder to get the message across, and people want something different. Illinois is a phenomenal state.
Stephanie.
It's sad that so many people are leaving, but we're going to make Illinois home again.
Stephanie, so I got it.
Thank
so,
you, Maze.
You're welcome.
Anytime, reach out.
No, stay
we got to
still.
get together.
Stay still.
Okay.
Stay on the phone. We're not done. So now, Stephanie,
all right,
I would expect that a person like yourself in a campaign like Darren Bailey's, there's probably I don't know how deep the Black staff is. Tell me how your voice in the campaign is. Does Darren take your input in the campaign, and show us how he's done that? How has your voice been elevated in the campaign?
Let me tell you, as I stated when I sent you the text, because of my 7.5 years on the radio, making relationships with activists and so many groups, people that you know, and I'm not going to say any names, when they reach out to me and say, have Darren call me, Darren will reach out and call them back. As I said, people that I used to fight with, like brothers and sisters on the radio that we can't even be Facebook friends anymore, are reaching out saying, hey, what can we do? And Darren, every time I talk to him, he said, anything you need, let me know, friend, because we're very busy. We divide and conquer this state, but he is so eager. He knows, he takes my advice. It's just that simple, because he knows I've been involved with Chicago politics ever since I'm on that radio.
Where have you advised him? Where have you advised him to go visit? Where has he gone that would be Black people would recognize or understand? What has he done to try and make sure that Black people feel included in his campaign when he governs, besides having a Black lieutenant governor?
Okay. Before we even announced that I was running, we had a meeting at our hot dog restaurant, Boss Dogs in Lyle. That's another story. He had just come back from sleeping on the roof with Pastor Corey. This is prior to me even officially joining the campaign. Darren has had the ear of so many people. He has been in Chicago. Maybe the media is not talking about it, but he goes wherever. He had a relationship with so many pastors, and I'm not going to say names because it doesn't matter. He will go wherever somebody invites him. That's prior to me even joining. So anytime any advice I give him, he knows what needs to be done, and we're just committed. It seems, again, the media doesn't always give him attention when he's in these places, because you probably didn't know he slept on the roof with Pastor Corey. But he does a lot of things like that. Even though he's a Southern state senator, third-generation farmer, he is not afraid to come north of 80 and do what needs to be done in Chicago and also in the Collar counties. He and I together, we know that when we win next Tuesday, that most of our time is going to be spent up here convincing people. We've got 132 days to convince a bunch of people that the Bailey Trussell ticket is the way to go. We're committed, we're sincere, and everybody that didn't disagree with me politically on the radio knew that I'm sincere. I didn't do anything to get anything. If you knew how much I made on the radio, you would laugh at me, because I wasn't doing it for money. I did it because I believe in the Republican Party, and I believe the Republican platform will help the Black community. It's just that simple. We have the platform, and I grew up Black. I remember when Reagan got elected at 15, and people in my community were saying, "Oh, he's a rich white Republican. He doesn't care about us." We're not allowed to be Republicans. When I came out of the closet, I was afraid to tell my family that I was really considering a Republican Party, because, I went from being the niece with 5 kids. This is my niece. She's got 5 kids. Now all my relatives say, "Oh, this is my cousin, my niece, the crazy Republican." I know I'm going to take my lump, but I know the Republican Party didn't ruin the west side of Chicago. And I know 79th Street, 63rd Street, those used to be booming economies. Look what the Democrats have done for our community. They don't care about us, but they don't let our kids have school choice. How are we going to break the cycle of poverty?
When have we won under? Give me an example.
Schools?
Hey, Stephanie, because you don't even let me get a word in.
Mm-hmm.
When have we won?
Well,
Give me an example.
I'm a radio host.
I got you. So, but you on my show. So let me ask, when have you, give me an example of when Illinois Republicans have done a good job or done right by Black people in the last, let's say, 15 years?
You know what, May, as I do my speeches on the stump, I tell people we are guilty. The Republican leadership is guilty of not going into certain communities where they may feel the Democrats have that sewn up. I had the head of the Illinois GOP on my show. He was running.
How will you change that?
Oh, because I'm going. I'm going. I'm going to take the message
or
to everybody.
Going? So when is it? What's tell me? When you run as the lieutenant governor, because usually I remember when I ran when I was doing field for Quinn, usually the lieutenant governor goes one way and the governor goes another direction. Right. Talk to me about kind of what your routine has been on this campaign. How have you been received by downstate Republicans, and then how have you been received in the Black community? How is your credibility in this space?
This is such a great question. People ask me, especially when I go back to my old neighborhood, how are you being received south of 80? You and I, Maze, I spend most of my time, well, you went to college south of 80. I haven't. I would just spend all my time north of 80. When I go south of 80 and I go to these restaurants that have fried bologna sandwiches on their menu, I walk into a town and I don't see anybody that looks like me. They are receiving me well. Some of those people have listened to my radio show. They know who I am. Some have no idea who I am and they figure, well, Darren likes you. We love Darren because what he did and stood up to J.B. Pritzker. But up here, pastors and these activist pastors that would never come on my show, suddenly they have to listen to me when I'm invited to a forum at their church, and I'm getting claps from Black parishioners, Black people in their churches, when I talk about our values and how J.B. Pritzker does not reflect our values and what he's doing. I don't know how many of your listeners know that June 1st, little girls can go get an abortion without their parents' permission. That's what J.B. Pritzker has brought to you, whether you're pro-abortion or not. Nobody believed a 10-year-old girl, a 12-year-old girl should be going out having a medical procedure without her family's permission or her parents' permission. And J.B. Pritzker calls that women's health care. I just want to show the stark difference between what J.B. Pritzker has offered over these last 4 years, especially the last 2 years where he shut down businesses, and what we need to bring back the state. I encourage everyone, go down to the south of 80, meet people. This is a great state. Those farmers can't leave. This is such a rich state with so many resources. They want to stay here and fight. They need somebody that's going to stand up to J.B. Pritzker. J.B. Pritzker is afraid of a guy with a Southern accent that's got the backbone to stand up
with
to
a
him.
flamethrower and a machine gun. Last one. Then let me ask you this real quick. Hold on. So let me ask you.
All right.
Do you? Who Black is on the what executive level staff on your campaign is Black? And what's your Black?
Deputy campaign. My deputy campaign manager is Black. He travels with me. He came in from Jersey. They found him. He wanted to work for me. It's an awesome relationship. We have Hispanics. He's from Jersey.
Y'all can find so y'all gonna run Illinois, and you mean to tell me you couldn't find one Black young man to be staff for this powerful position?
You'll be surprised. No. No. We have other black staff. We have people. Do you understand? Darren Bailey has 10,000 grassroots people. When I go anywhere, there's black people hopping on the bus. What can I get? There's black people all over the state. I'm talking about.
I'm going to look at your Facebook page.
No, we have other staff members.
Okay.
All right. I'm telling you, we don't care about that. We care about red, white, and blue. But we will have people, the black people. We're not afraid. You know, Maze. There are a lot of black Republicans. At the end of the day, you know, there's a lot, and there are more and more.
Last
and we
question.
want to take everybody, Chinese. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
What is in it for the black people with a Stephanie Trussell, Darren Bailey ticket?
We're going to make Illinois home again. We're going to lower the taxes. We're going to make sure that education is very important. And we realize how, under the Zoom learning, we know Zoom learning is no learning. And who suffered most? Who scores suffered most? How many Chicago public school kids just disappeared, never picked up an iPad, never picked up a computer, and we don't know where they are. They're not focusing on education. When I go to the west side of Chicago and I see the garbage and the destruction that was not there, we're going to make it a place where I used to stand up and tell Southsiders, I'm from the west side. I used to brag about that. I want to make Chicago like it was when I was a kid. I want to make the entire state a place where people don't flee, where people come to. We'll make it easier for businesses to operate here. Because businesses go to Wisconsin, they go to Iowa, Indiana, anywhere in these border states. Our gas is 70 cents higher than Wisconsin, Iowa, and those places because of J.B. Pritzker and the Democrats and a few Republicans voted to double our gas tax. That's unacceptable in this time. What is Democrats? How are you guys knocking on doors telling people to vote for you guys? Gas is high, milk is high, there's no formula on the shelves. I mean, what they're offering us is it's horrible. Look at the record. We're running against J.B. Pritzker's record.
I got you. You are on the attack. You whooping JB. We all whoop JB around.
I'm not attacking.
So you're highlighting.
I got you.
I got you. Last
record.
one, Junior,
okay,
and Junior got me on the best one that I forgot to add. No, two. So first, where do you stand on the right of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections? And then secondly, where do you stand on the right of black people to get monetary direct payment reparations from the federal government? Give me them both, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Well, as a descendant of enslaved Americans, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment was written for us. When I go to my community that's been devastated, and I think about other communities where people are coming over in high numbers and they're demanding stores and commerce, and my community is suffering as a result of that. You need to be an American citizen, whether naturally born or you legally become an American to vote in our. I think that's easy, and I listen to black stations every day. Black people believe that too. Black, as you said, black people first, and just descendants of American slaves first. And when the reparations. I haven't figured out how they're going to give me reparations as a black descendant of slaves without taking the money from me as a taxpayer. I haven't figured that out. I'm not bright enough. I didn't get to go to U of I and take Econ 1. I haven't figured that out yet because they're going to give it to me, but where's the money going to come from? I just need to know. That's my question. I always ask pro-reparations people that question. Okay, where's the money going to come from? And how are you going to give it to me without taking it from me in the first place? My legacy of freedom and my ancestors helped build this country. I'm living my inheritance every day. My mom dropped out of high school to have me. I went to college for 5 minutes, but my daughter has a master's degree from a private university. That's the American dream. Everyone doing a little bit better than the last. So I'm living my inheritance every day in freedom and just proud to be an American, and I don't want to step on the legacy of my ancestors. So if somebody can explain that to me, please, and I would sit down and have a conversation about that.
Write it off just on your tax form.
That's
Just say
they
should just give us an exemption that says you don't have to pay the reparations tax. Hey,
so
we're going to get in this debate because I'm going to have you come. Who should get it? Descendants of black, descendants of slaves. Just like Richard Irvin had in his commercial, the running around free black man, that's who should get some slaves. If your granny, your grandpappy was on somebody's plantation cleaning up for free, working for free, getting beat down for free. Who?
Okay.
Yeah, Oprah should get
all
it.
Blacks are just,
all black people.
No,
everybody who got a descendant.
You're right. Okay.
And now, if Oprah want to donate hers to somebody else, if she want to put it at the United Negro College Fund, that is her blessing.
But you know what, Maze? I love how you went through the Richard Irvin, his video and how you would stop it. I was on the floor laughing. I told everybody, you got to listen to Maze. If you don't want to know what's going on in Chicago, but what you did to that video and how you just talked about the pandering and everything. That was Emmy worthy. I had so much fun just watching you just talk about what he did. But you know what? Richard Irvin and your guest Juan, I would love, please send him my phone number. How he described him, that's a very good depiction of what happened. I lived 2 towns over from Aurora. I used to have the old mayor on, the old police chief. I know what Aurora was before he got there and what has changed since he's been there. I'm on the ground, I know. And so, you know what? He has $50 million. We have grassroots people working for us, praying for us, and we're going to keep our foot on the gas pedal. We got 102 counties in 14 days. I hop on the bus tomorrow. I got 33 stops. Nobody's working harder than the Bailey Trussell ticket. I'm having the time of my life. I should have run for office a long time ago. I'm meeting the best people in the state that are just begging, please do something. We can't live with another 4 years of J.B. Pritzker. Our state would basically empty out. Who could afford to stay here?
All right, that is Stephanie Trussell. She is lieutenant. You are welcome to have the opportunity. I tell you, you need to get Darren to call in or get on the show at some point, because at some point, all that stuff you talking about, the rubber gonna meet the road. And I sure would hate to have to be like, we ain't see him in the primary, now they talking to us. So, Stephanie, I do appreciate you calling in. And look, it is the Mace Jackson Show. I know people running around like, I can't believe you let her call in. But my thing is, my thing with that is like, you gotta hear. I don't know if you could keep up. So she was like, don't let him get it in there. Hey, what? Let me jump. That's okay. I just like to let you hear the people. All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We got anybody else on the line? Carly on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up? Caller.
Hey, Maze, good morning. It's Joseph Williams checking in with you this morning.
Joe Williams, the father, Mr. Dad, the Fatherhood March, big old Father's Day celebration. You a chief, dog. I see you got the whole world showing up. I was like, dang, I feel like I need to get me a better Facebook page because my invite didn't come. No, I'm just playing. I was super slammed yesterday. What's up, Joe? How you feeling, man?
Right. Man. Oh, man, I'm feeling good this morning. Man, look, only if the followers match the good work, but we don't need the followers. But, man, look, I feel good. We had a successful event yesterday, and I tell folks all the time, none of that is happening without my amazing wife, man. My wife and my kids are with me every step of the way, and they support it as we plan and put this entire event together. I'm just so glad that a lot of folks in the city did come out. A lot of fathers were out there with their kids, and it was just a really great family day. But as I wake up and I'm listening to you early this morning, I'm looking at the comments. I'm like, I got to call in, man, because I'll say for me in particular, I love Black people, you know. But when we're talking about the Black vote and things like that and voting for Black, to me, I'm like one of those folks who, like, the older I get, the more I start to realize that, you know, I think we all know the saying, we're all skinfolk and kinfolk, and it simply is that I'm not going to just cast my ballot for a Black individual just because they Black. You know, I feel like a lot of these folks got to put the work in. You know, we've had Black elected officials probably since I was a young kid, and our community still look the exact same way from almost over 30 years ago. So when I see our communities and I see the officials that represent us, I think we got to start looking at the folks who are doing the work. I would like to see more candidates who are able to tell me about more of the work that they did before they ran. A lot of these folks are popping up out of the woodworks because they think it's just open season to run for different positions, and don't nobody know nothing about them, and don't know what work they did. So I would just like to see more folks on the work ethic side. And then when we talk about JB and the governor's race, I tell you, no matter if I'm in Inglewood, or I go out to Beverly, or I go over east, the Black folks I'm talking to, they love J.B. Pritzker. Now, I can't tell you exactly why. They think he's the best governor that we had in Illinois. But it's because also the education piece that goes with that, right? That's why we got to make sure our children at a younger age are starting to get civically engaged so they can understand just not just politics, but just how everything works in society. Because I'm telling you, when I go out there, a lot of these folks may be speaking from a standpoint where they just don't know a lot of information of what's happening in Springfield and things like that, and they only see the front end. And I can tell you, through this pandemic, you know, JB kind of slid on the back anyway and removed himself from a lot of situations where he just wants so much on blast. So I tell you, to some of the folks that I've seen and talked to, they think he's one of the best governors. I have no comment on that part. But I will say this. I will say that me and my family, I supported Carrie Steele. We know the work she did before she decided to run for this position here. I know that she was, I believe, one of the first black women president over at the water wreck over there.
Let me tell you.
And there's a lot of the, yeah. No, you good.
But I want to make sure you know that while she was there, she also increased the contracting, increased the number of black folks that was working over there, right? And then really changed the process of like really the challenges that she has had to face as a black woman in a place where she has to get those board votes. And it's so crazy because it's like one of the things that I think, and we're seeing it in this campaign, is that the Democratic Party will market black women and put them to the forefront, but then cut their legs out underneath them when they try to do too much. And so I need y'all to be paying attention to what's going on, Joe, and I appreciate that, my man.
Hey, look, man, all I can do is keep it real, Maze, but we've seen her. She's been visible. We know the work that she's about. I know that one of the professions at some point she studied and graduated as a chemist and all of this good stuff that comes behind her. But this is a young lady that has done the work and it's all about serving people. It ain't no doubt about it. I can't go to the polls and not be able to vote for that. Somebody we gotta vote for. We got to. Now that's somebody gonna say black. We gotta vote for her, but her work backs her up as she's running. And all I say is that we got to do more research as people about these candidates. Quit voting because the names are popular. Quit voting because there is a lot of money being flushed behind particular candidates. We got to get more educated and then make our decisions around it. A lot of people right now, they see me with my organization, you know, and folks say, man, Joe, what you running for? I ain't running for a damn thing. I'm running for God. I'm trying to make sure God and my family is together and that we build up stuff before I do anything else. But I'm going to always serve the people. You don't have to be in a public official seat to serve the people. So I'm just going to continue to do the good work that we're doing. But I just had to call in about that because I know I'm over the you vote for somebody because they look like you. I'm tired of our communities looking the same way. I'm tired of our babies dying. I need people who are coming in with the interest with the solution and being innovative of how we can change the education system and work around and build that up, or how we can work on these different things to really build communities. I talk about it 24/7 when I look at the University of Chicago over there, and they got emergency poles all up around through the Hyde Park community. That shouldn't look no different from any other community. If a senior fell down right now at 630 Ashland, somebody's ready to press a pole or something to make sure that we get a quick response too. It's the basic stuff that our communities can use, and we need people to fight for it. Quit acting like it's a fashion show, wave your hands when you see people and playing these games. We need people to work for us. And it's sad that it's hard to hold them accountable, but we catch these babies at a young age and educate them, then I do believe we got a bright future ahead. So thank you for having me on this morning, man. And, man, look, blessings to y'all in this race. I hope y'all get it.
Hey, not hope. Don't hope. Will it. Speak it into existence. You know what I'm saying? The Lord say claim it. Don't leave it out there and hope. All right, y'all. I didn't get to my stuff, so I guess tomorrow we're going to talk about the voters guide. Don't forget Wednesday we got Pat Dow coming on. We got anybody else up there, Riis? That's it? No more calls? All right, y'all. Oh, Carl, you on the May Jackson show?
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, May.
Walaikum salam. It's my dude, Tyrone Muhammad. What up? Tyrone, not Ty. You know we already passed our time. So don't be going 3 hours. You know I got to get on the clock. Go ahead. I'm paying Riis time and a half today, too. So go ahead. Get it in.
Hey, well, give him that money, man. He works. Hey, Riis, now you know, Riis, to hold fast now. I just got your rate.
I got you.
Listen here, man. Look, it's time out for games. It's been time, bro. You've been saying it forever. What's in it for the black people? And the audacity of people to call in. I've been reaching out to Bailey. You've seen Justice Sullivan over to my center, and you've seen I've even met with the Chicago Republican president, local. So it's been time out. They don't even know how to win because they don't care how to win because they figure they don't need to use a particular class and cast of individuals. We sit around here, man, and continue these same talks every election day. J.B. Pritzker, Julianne Stratton,
These are the same people, bro, who while talking public safety, these the same people that said ECCSC can't get no tax dollars to do violence prevention. They put all type of blocks, and because we not beholden to them in the system, and it's all designed to destroy and keep a foot on the necks of black men in this city, man, in this state. And anytime you stand up against those oppositions, bro, you're gonna get what you got. You're going to get what they try to continue to give us. We have to stand up and say and declare that it has to be more in our city, in our state, than graveyards and prison for black men and boys. We can't continue to let these people come in our neighborhoods, talk public safety, but even when the allocation is made by state reps and the government and senators, Governor J.B. Pritzker and his cronies up top illegally say ECCSC can't even receive the money that other legislators have deemed them worthy of receiving, even though we got to certify, even though we're 501c3, and we're on the front line every day for our community, and no one fights for us. No one says anything, legislators, the few that do, but this is where Darren Bailey, them, and all the Republicans supposed to get together and say, hey, how is it that some groups can receive money and other groups can't? See, that's the cronyism that we got to get rid of across the board. When you see grassroots organizations out there fighting and trying to build, attempting to build the damage that they caused. So the Democratic Party, man, has fallen short and has always fallen short as it relates to our community. And the fact that we keep allowing them to come in our churches, to come in to vote and endorse people that don't have our best interests, and we line up still behind them. We got a problem, man. We sick. We sick. We love these devil Democrats because they give us nothing. That's what it is. We like nothing, bro. And as long as we get nothing, we continue to vote for nothing. So we got to create it, man, and we got to be the change we want to see, and that's just the reality of it, man. We just got to be the hard fact. Every time they come in our communities, we're supposed to run them up out of there.
I'm with you on that.
Any pastor, politician, or anybody who line up with these people just to come in our neighborhood to say this is what they've given us, this is what it looked like, man, we need to drive them out of the community too. They can't get a pass, bro, bringing these politicians in our community when our communities look the way they do. How dare you? How dare you come in our community talking about what you're going to do for us when you haven't done anything for us yet? So, man, we know what it is. We just got to strategically line up and build this base so we can drive them up out of our communities and put the right people in office, as Joseph said, that's going to serve our best interest.
Hey, Ty, that's the truth, brother. And you've been standing on that. Oh, by the way, shout out to the Black Soho House. We gonna make that happen. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody else on that line, Riis? All right, so that is my brother Tyrone Muhammad. We have had a super crazy show. I did not expect it to go this way, but it did. I can't complain about it though, Riis. Look, y'all, I need everybody to go out there and vote. Put it down for the family. Y'all see they out there trying to slander. I still feel a certain kind of way, Riis, that, I was at the Urban, they should never be able to come to the Urban League again. Like, how you taking pictures from the Urban League and, I don't appreciate that, blackening me up. I already am dark. I used to be like, could you put the light filter on me? Now they done turning into the dark skin. The black gray maze. All right, y'all. It is the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? So for Maze and Riis and Ruthie, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Every day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, hey, check this out. The What's in it for the Black People voter guide is out. The other thing is, if you are an endorsed candidate on the What's in it for the Black People voter sample ballot, I'd like to see if we can all meet tomorrow night, maybe at like 7 o'clock, to talk about how can we get some black unity for election day and not have to be tripping over each other. Seems like if we all passing out the same thing with the same people, there could be an opportunity for us to what y'all say, many hands make light work? I would like to see us collaborate if there is any possibility. All right, y'all. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. Be on the lookout. I'm going to try and get you out to have a conversation about us collaborating and turning out the black vote collectively on election day and going forward. So if you don't like it, you can still tell them. May said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball,